found the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer. With boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners, wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection, and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. Nat Radio.
Get up, get up. It's the time to start the day. The breakfast show is here. We bring in the soca way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Morocco's Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. The breakfast show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your double or your morning drink. Make up, put up your hand. Whoa, ain't nothing like fitting with people, fitting with people. Whoa, hey. KTB, one family, I love it go. For all the cannibal I sing no hit, all you was right there, nobody leave me. For all the time I feel to give up and quit, soon as I touch stage and I see all them hands raised, I give thanks to the Father, my family and close friends get give and laughter. Oh, oh, but to my supporters, you guide me, so I strive to do better. Youth man and fans, I consider all your people. Jump up with the people. Wave up with the people. Get on bad with the people. Oh gosh, look the people. Jump up with the people. Wave up with the people. Get on bad with the people. I want to present In every bed there's always a special crew. Going till morning, fit till we falling. You make me feel to take a jump up with you. Sip while you're drinking, tell me when we linking. I give thanks to the Father, my family and close friends, guess them and laughter. Oh, oh, but to my supporters, you guide me, guide me, so I strive to do better. Youth man and fans, I consider all your people, people. Jump up with the people, people. Wave up with the people, people. Get on bad with the people, people. Oh gosh, look the people, people. Jump up with the people, people. Wave up with the people, people. Get on bad with the people. I want to fit and carry on. Carry on, carry on. Celebrate and carry on. Carry on, carry on. I want to fit and carry on. Carry on, carry on. Celebrate and carry on. Carry on, carry on. Jump up with the people. Drink rum with the people. Fall down with the people. Have fun with the people. Jump up with the people. Drink rum with the people. Fall down with the people. Get on back with the people. Oh, I want to fit and carry on. Carry on, carry on. Celebrate and carry on. Carry on, carry on. I want to fit and carry on. Carry on, carry on. Celebrate and carry on. Wish the people get it on. Hey, jump up with the people. Wave up with the people. Drink up with the people. Oh, jump up with the people. Yeah, wave up with the people. Yeah, fall up with the people. Yeah.
Wake up, rise up. It's the Net Radio Breakfast Show, bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right.
It's a Friday, baby! Hoppa! Doesn't know! DJ Jazzy on the remix, baby! Hey! South Africa to the world! Shake with your mama gave ya! Hey! Your weekend starts right here, baby!
That's right. Good morning, folks. Good morning, good morning, good morning. On this beautiful Friday, it's the start of the weekend. Of course, we are here again this morning with Wendell and Richard. Well, Richard is yet to be here, but Wendell is here. Good morning, Wendell.
Hi, good morning. I'm echoing, right? You with me?
Yeah. You said it again, echo.
I'm echoing.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
All right, but I'm not echoing again. All right, good morning, Peter. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. Am I being heard out there? I'm not sure. I guess I am. Somebody would have messaged me by now. But yeah, we're here. We're happy to be in the land of the living. Today is Friday, August 14th. And if you're celebrating a birthday today, like Sandra Nichols, Adrian Lyons, E.J. Joe, and Jared Darlington is also celebrating his birthday today. I know he listens to the show. But have an absolutely wonderful day. And if you're celebrating a birthday over the weekend, like I think Bishop Victor Mitchell is celebrating his 81st birthday tomorrow. I think that's what he said. So happy birthday, Bishop, in advance. Tomorrow will be your birthday. Thank you, Rena. Tomorrow is also the birthday of Mark Trufolk. Hey, Mark, long time no hear from. Judy Carroll De Silva, Stephen Lee Baines, Wendell Joseph. They are all celebrating. No, well, Wendell is Sunday celebrating. And hey, my good partner birthday is Sunday too, man. Newborn Clark, former counselor. And also former counselor Aisha Wells. And also David Mohammed. and Barrington Skippy Thomas. All of them, well, Skippy is Monday. David is Monday too. All right, good. So I will remember to wish David and Barrington Skippy Thomas their birthdays on Monday. All right. So yeah, here we are. We are in the land of the living. What is happening this weekend? Guess what? The cooler cruise, the breakfast cooler cruise, and you will get the poll on. We doing a poll on it this morning, you know. Believe it or not. Oops, what happened there? So Peter, how are you doing? I didn't realize that you were on for Sir Charles, but then after I remembered he didn't get through what he was supposed to do the other day, and he had to go back today.
Yeah, I'm back again today.
So you're here for the entire morning?
Yep, the entire morning.
Oh, okay. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. I see. We changed the dancing to at the beginning of the show. The dancers, the people who dancing and carrying on at the beginning of the show. I realized that was a different clip.
Yep, it's a bit different. Things are evolving ever so slowly, but you know everything's getting better bit by bit.
I do. Anyway, Richard is not in us yet, which is not unusual. But let's do good news for the people.
Sure, but before that, I do want to remind people about the cruise. I was asked to remind people the cruise is tomorrow, guys. You can still get tickets. Tickets are still on sale, so do try to support it any way you can. If you can just buy a ticket, even if you don't really plan on going to the cruise necessarily, you could still buy a ticket. You know, support. It would help. It would help out greatly.
But we would love to have you there. Yeah? So
we would love to have you there.
Ticket is
but
one.
it's just, you know, in case you really can't make it, you know, but you still want to show a little support. Buying a ticket is always welcome.
Yeah. A few people private messaged me a while back to say they're buying tickets, but I didn't see them come and get the tickets yet. But they were supposed to come by Rumbox, and I know they didn't reach us yet. Because Rumbox Harper would have given a report to Sir Charles yesterday, and I know them people didn't reach yet. The only people who reach is the people from Christusa. You know? So let's hope they come and purchase their tickets. All right?
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to good news.
After months of searching, today has to be the day. I can feel it. God, please let this interview go well. Good morning, ma'am. Are you all right?
My tire is flat, and I've been trying to get help. I have an important meeting.
Don't worry, I'll help you.
Young man, thank you so much. Please, let me give you something.
No, ma'am, I'm just happy I could help. If I were in your situation, I would hope someone would do the same for me.
God bless you.
Oh no, I'm late. Good morning. I'm here for the interview for the head of security position.
I'm sorry, the interview was scheduled for 10 o'clock. It has already ended.
I understand.
You know what? The managing director is still inside. You've already come this far. Just try your luck. The last office down the hallway. Knock before you enter.
Thank you.
Come in. Young man, it's you.
Ma'am, I didn't know this was your office.
And I didn't know you were one of today's interview candidates. Please, have a seat. Tell me something. When you saw me stranded on the road, you were obviously in a hurry, so why did you stop?
My parents raised me to never ignore someone who genuinely needs help. I knew I might be late, but I couldn't just walk away.
And when I offered you money?
I wasn't helping for a reward.
Do you know why I came to the hospital this morning? I came to chair today's interview panel.
I'm sorry for arriving late, Mom. I know I missed my opportunity.
No, you didn't miss it. You earned something much greater. I've interviewed people with impressive certificates. I've met candidates with years of experience, but character cannot be written on a resume. On the road today, you didn't know I worked here. You didn't know helping me could benefit you. You simply chose kindness. That tells me everything I need to know about the kind of man you are. Congratulations, you are officially the new head of security at Crackstel TV Hospital.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I promise I'll serve this hospital with honesty and dedication. Kindness is never a waste. The good you do for others may delay your journey, but it will never destroy your destiny. Sometimes, the greatest opportunities don't come because of qualifications. They come because of your character. Keep choosing kindness, even when no one is watching.
Well, you know, there is also a price to pay for being kind sometimes, but say what? There was also a story in the newspapers recently. I'm sure many of you have read it because so many times we see negative stories about police officers. But there was a woman who posted a story recently about 3 police officers, and let me just read some of it quickly for you. Say, often we see social media being used to criticize and bash police officers, but today I want my post to be different. This week has already been incredibly difficult for me following the heartbreaking loss of my beloved pet. Today, as if the week couldn't get any worse, my tire decided to run flat, similar like that lady, shortly after the Monroe Road flyover. I tried calling roadside assistance and my mom, only to realize that the entire Digicel network was down, with my phone showing emergency calls only. I was alone on the highway, panicking and unsure of what to do. With no other option, I contacted 999 Rapid Response to ask for assistance. What happened next is something I genuinely feel deserves to be recognized. In less than 20 minutes, the command center went above and beyond and dispatched officers from the Freeport Highway Patrol to come to my rescue. I received a call from Constable Charles, who immediately helped to calm me down. He asked for my exact location, the make and model of my vehicle, and made sure they could locate me safely on the highway. Within minutes, they arrived. The officers were respectful, professional, compassionate, and genuinely helpful. Shortly afterwards, additional officers arrived to assist, and together they went above and beyond to make sure my tire was changed safely, that I was kept safe, and that my vehicle was secure. I want to take this opportunity to specifically recognize Constable Charles, Constable Mahabir, and Constable Corporal Mohammed of the Freeport Highway Patrol. What may seem like a simple act of assistance to some was so much more to me today. All right, so that was a post on Facebook just this week about these 3 officers who went above and beyond the call, much like that good news that we showed you a while ago. Well done, well done, well done.
Indeed, a nice little change of pace.
Yeah. It was a video of showing how I should put it, people rewarding you for helping them, if that's how you want to see it, and just genuinely giving thanks. Not everybody does that, I have to tell you, right? From my experiences, not everybody does it.
Yeah.
All right, so Richard, are you there as yet to go through the chat? We're gonna be it looks like we're gonna be speeding through this program today because without Sir Charles to chat with me sometimes, Peter not very chatty, so but it only means that you're gonna have a lot more time to call in today, right? Because today, of course, is your day. It's Friday. It's the last day of the week. It's the middle of the month. And we are going to give you a lot of chances to talk today because there are a lot of articles in the newspapers that we could touch on also today, right? So let me start with the greetings. Manuela Peters. Hey, nobody came in at midnight? Everybody sleep late? Nobody came in between midnight and 4:27 a.m.? That's a shocker. So Manuela Peters came up first and saying happy birthday to her brother-in-law in her brother-in-law, Urban Noel in La Brea. All right, happy birthday, Urban, coming from Manuela and, of course, from the Breakfast Team Show. Shoma Paul says, good morning. Margaret Thomas, Odell Guy out there in Sangre Grande. Odell, you ain't coming to the boat ride, boy? I ain't hear from you in a while. Marcia Rock, good morning, gentlemen. Have a great weekend. Pamela O'Connor, Apollina, Diane Payne, Deborah Noel Surrett, also says, have a safe and productive day. Empress Reyes Lal, good morning, beautiful people. Slick Money Grip, good morning, gentlemen. It's Friday and the weekend has begun. Indeed, it has. Eunice Dublin got up late today, 5:47. Good morning. Robert Taylor out in Fernandina Beach also says good morning. Robert Allen, Marlon Motley in North Val, St. Michael Eastman, Merle McComey, Shy 920. Now that's a new name. Now the only person I know named Shy Hope, the West Indies captain, and it might be him. I don't know. Angela Green also says good morning. Nadia Stephen, Felix Kazo says good morning, gentlemen at the Breakfast Show family. Diana Hamill, CJ from New York is sending love and positive energy. Empress Reyes is dancing. Ingrid from Tucson, Arizona, where it's just after 3 a.m. Bernadette and Alicia Yates, Josie Richardson, Empress Reyes is singing again. Hill Bench, Hillary Benjamin, morning, Hillary. Anne Noel also sends good morning from Oshawa, Ontario. Joyce Phillip Melissa from, I think she's from Shafler. Carla Hercules, good morning. Joyce Phillip wishing my granddaughter Tia Charles a wonderful birthday today. Happy birthday, Tia, from Granny Joyce, and of course from us on the Breakfast Show. Melchizedek, good morning. Hillary Benjamin is also telling people to come out and support the net crew. Valerie Mendoza, Miss Darby, Ian Stewart, bless Friday. Marcia Rock said there is an echo. Is there still an echo? I'm not hearing it from my end. Empress Rez, kindness is everything. Chris said, grand rising, gentlemen. I guess Sir Charles going to get a facial and a mani-pedi for the cruise tomorrow. I actually did a mani-pedi this week. I haven't done one in a while, and I did one this week. I treated myself. Arlene Lois says, good morning. Michael Robinson from Yokohama, Japan, good evening and good afternoon to the folks in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. As I say, I'll get to tell you that personally, God willing, soon. Carlisle Cupid, blessings. Sadia Andrews, hello to all. Blessed day to everyone. Ingrid, all the money in the world cannot buy kindness and compassion. So true, eh? Kenny in Harlem, Wayne Ramsey in Fort Lauderdale, Caribbean Girl, Debbie Modest, the echo is gone, thanks. Carlisle Cupid says, so long gone are the days when African states were depicted as primitive and backward, with the continent's population projected to surpass 2.8 billion by 2050. There's much hope on the horizon. Indeed, there is. All right, so those are the greetings on the chat. Good morning, Richard.
Hi, good morning, guys, and good morning to our listeners and viewers in whatever time zone you are in. Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Show on this Friday morning. The weekend has begun, people. So put a smile on your face. Did we include that dancing request in the opening sequence?
Well, there was a whole new dancing video at the beginning, but I didn't notice anyone.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't notice Robert, and even the one that I sent on the guy. So I think in some part of Asia he is. I love how he dances. I love how he started to dance. But there was a new video shoot this morning. But yeah, morning, Robert Harper. Do you have any greetings on the WhatsApp chat, Peter?
Yes, we do. From Miss St. Augustine, good morning. Good morning, Miss Zena. Miss Rena Budu Jeddings, good morning. Good morning, Miss Sampson. Good morning, Captain Ron. Charmaine out in New York, good morning. Peter, good morning. Frank Andrews out in Aruka, good morning. Ashton Clark, good morning. Fifi out in Ethiopia, good morning. Ethiopia. My apologies. And Carla and Kelly, good morning. Good morning to all. Miss Ingrid out in Arizona, good morning. And of course, good morning to Kent. And that is all the good morning greetings on the chat this morning.
All right, I just have two more to add, Prabha Ramdial and Doreen Peer. A special good morning to you all. All right. So we go for a break, and then when we come back, we get into today's newspapers.
All aboard!
Calling all you net radio listeners and fans.
Ship ahoy!
It's time to pack your cooler, gather your crews. Join us on Net Radio, Halloween, Cooler Crew in red, white, and black. On board the luxurious Island Royalty, Saturday, 15th of August, boarding at 7 p.m. from Hardcuts, Shagaramas. We sail at 8 p.m. sharp. Enjoy great music all night long from your favorite net DJs: Sir Child, CJ, Mr. Flavor, Doc International, RJ, and Fluffman.
Tell you you's a big dancer. Come show
Early
them who's a
bird
big
tickets are
dancer.
just $200, after $250. Get your tickets now at Crosby in St. James, Rumba, St. James, Bobby's Bar in Kure, Bats International in Arima, K Square Fashions at C3 Center, West Mall, and Eastgate Small, and all net DJs. No glass bottles allowed. Bring your coolers, bring your crews, and let's celebrate together. Net Radio, Halloween, Cooler Crew, Saturday, August the 15th, aboard the Island Royalty. For information, call 638-2609 or 497-7173. Halloween, on the scene.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Flavor Entertainment Services, your one-stop premium entertainment service provider. We offer top-tier, best-in-class karaoke and DJ services for your private events, sports bars, and lounge. Let us help make your birthday parties, weddings, anniversaries, and corporate special events memorable and special. Call us now at 462-2029. We provide more than just music. We create memories that last.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Okay, we are back, and I guess we could go straight into the newspapers. Good morning, Julia, Samantha. Today, of course, is Friday, August 14th, and it's the day of before the Cooler Cruise. Color me cruise, all right? It's the day before the cruise. So y'all will be hearing a lot about our cruise today, trust me. We are going to corner some of you. Mom shot dead in Grandy ambush. That's one of the trending stories in today's Express. I'm doing the actual Express this morning. Probe into disappearance of guns, ammo from Central Police Station. 7 cops arrested. That's the story. Yesterday, they had held 2. Well, 7 cops have been arrested. All members of the TTPS. Right? For that Central Police Station issue, and apparently there's been a little based on the article I'm reading, the municipal police, the city police, are not very happy now how they're being treated. They're being kept back for hours sometimes at the station now, because they have been ordered, of course, to hand over their guns every day to to the Central Police Station. Of course, this came out of that matter where the officer was shot and the guns went missing. Right? But I don't know that City Police, Port of Spain, that has ever lost guns. Maybe I'll find it. PM vows to continue Suku's work, and there's a picture of Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisesa at the funeral of UNC Councillor Vashti Suku. Also attending the funeral, Minister of Local Government Khadija Amin and Minister of Works Jolene Chan. They are all in that picture on the front page of today's Express. Gandhi mother ambushed and shot dead. 7 gang-linked men named in detention orders. Chicken shortage drives up depot prices. TPRC to consult legal counsel. Amin warns chairman against state-funded challenge. Well, where else he go get the money from, Minister? He had to take it from the TPRC. He can't fund it himself if he's challenging it legally. I don't know that you would have done any different when you were chairman of TPRC. I tired of all this sometimes. Yes. We'll continue your work, so says Prime Minister. PSA tells WASA workers no work as usual over stalled wage talks. Disclosure of private emails disturbing, and that's the situation at the CCJ. Caribbean Bar Association's call for probe into CCJ allegations. Parley predicts September opening for airport terminal. And in the wraparound, complicit in corruption, public servants facing probes, police and fraud squad to be called, corporation probes flooding from water course blockages, and anyway. Police posts enhance presence and visibility, so says ASP Ishmael Pitt. And $10,000 grant backs Laperouma. Now, of course, Jamaica Kingsmen lost miserably last night. I don't know what kind of, a bunch of whoopers there. So that's why they lost. So those are today's Express. That's today's Express.
All right, the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian for this morning. Major twist in probe into theft of guns, ammo from Port of Spain Station. 7 cops arrested. So that escalated. PM gets update on CARICOM Secretary General issue. Mother of 1 shot dead on way to work. Amin tells TPRC chair to put Eddie Hart police post challenge to rest. And Farley welcomes security posts. In business, government policies impacting FCB Angostura profits, says Stuart Young. 450 respond to agentic AI build-a-thon. Diaspora millennial treats dogs. Will TNT benefit from steel revival? That's probably an op-ed. And revisiting the gas master plan. Let me just double-check the trending. Floating house anchors at Storby ahead of great race. Tropical wave weakens, but Caribbean impacts still possible. And in sports, Ramnath leads Young Red Force Divas against defending champs Barbados. Jamaica blanks TNT in Carabeco team journey, and SSFL still open to league format changes. So says President Gonzalez. And Holden Fetcher lead Patriots past Kings for first win. So that's it for the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian on this Friday morning. So now you know what's going on in the major dailies in Trinidad and Tobago today.
Happy early anniversary to Chris Tusa and his wife. They are celebrating 28 years tomorrow. Chris, I could swear you must be celebrating about 40, 50 years, isn't it? Use your like you bet anyway. Let me not tease you like how you tease me, eh? Let me leave you alone. Brenda Shaw, good morning, and Marva Williams. All right. All right, so those are all our newspapers for today. Some interesting articles, especially that one, that continuing saga in TPRC. I'm sure if Miss Amin was chairman, which she was, she would be challenging this if it was a PNM government. doing what they're doing in Ediagro, I'm sure she as chairman would also challenge it. So let's stop the nonsense now. You know what I mean? Stop the back and forth now. And TPRC, grow some cojones now. What you mean that you have no problem with it, but all you want is to be consulted? No, you want them to do the right thing. You don't want them to consult you. You want them to follow the law. That's what they need to do. Follow the law and get the necessary approvals, and then fine. You don't want to be spoken. You need to be consulted. I tired of politicians sometimes.
And they're taking it to court anyway.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you don't need to tell the government, let the government know that they need to do the right thing, because they will get the permission, you know. It's not that they won't get it, you know. But just do the right thing now. How hard is that? You can't be calling on citizens to be doing the right thing, because in another article in the papers, right? They are saying that people are doing what they want, why they're blocking waterways, water courses, and so on, they're building and so on, right? The same minister is saying that. So if you're asking the people to do the right thing, then you as the government need to do the right thing too.
Are you talking about a concept called lead by example?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, Richard.
In a Trinidad and Tobago context? In a Trinidad and Tobago context, you're talking about lead by example?
Richard,
when they didn't take a tablet this morning, you didn't take coffee or you didn't drink coffee or something?
I just had a coffee. But I'm just saying, you can't be calling on people, the citizens, to do the right thing, and you are doing the wrong thing. Right? That's what I'm saying.
Lead by example.
Huh?
Lead by example.
Lead by example. How difficult is that? You know? Because as I'm saying, I don't know that anybody has a problem with these police posts. Because you want to try something new, go ahead. It's your money you're spending. Well, not your money, but the state money you're spending, our money you're spending. I don't think anybody will have a problem with securing this place more. Right? Although we feel that
some people have a problem in terms of, are you duplicating resources? So it's not accurate to say that nobody has a problem.
Well, when nobody has a problem, all right. Well, let me rephrase that. People will have a problem because they don't think that that's the reason why you're putting up these things, right? A lot of people don't think that's the reason why you're putting up these things.
Well, some people may have that problem, but some people are also saying, like, which I would have raised, how is it being rolled out? What is the strategic purpose, one? And two, are you working it out in some sort of formula that there is no police station within a 3-mile range? That's why a police post is required here, rather than putting a police post where there are 2 police stations within a 3-mile range, which is against the formula. I'm just saying, what's your formula? Why are you just arbitrarily thinking? But it can't be arbitrary. I can't believe it's arbitrary.
Richard, it has to be. How else can you explain the police post at Ediagro? It has to be that there is a space that we could use. There is a space that we could use. There is what's going on there.
Yeah, but to me, that makes better sense. If you're saying that it's a part of your process of ramping up your response time, and you're setting yourself up in a kind of way, because if it is that you roll out these police posts and response times aren't improved, and it's same old, citizens will be very irritated.
And response time, Richard, depends on the actual officers themselves, how they treat with it.
Yes, and having vehicles, and then being able to respond to whatever urgency. And I mean, I would have sent something in the group yesterday that I saw on social media yesterday, which was a good news PR story.
I read it this morning.
Yeah, for the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Yeah.
Where a woman's car, and she was, however it was incapacitated. I think maybe it was a flat tire.
Flat tire, yeah.
Right, and it was, where was it?
And by Monroe Road flyover.
Right, by then. And she called roadside assistance she couldn't get through to roadside assistance because Digicel went down. So she couldn't get onto family or friends or to roadside assistance to help her with the vehicle. And in a desperate, I suppose, attempt, she called 999 and said, look, I'm stranded. And the police did respond, and two sets of police officers came and they assisted her and they stayed with her and they changed the tire and everything for her and made sure she was safe and got home. And she was so thankful she wrote that post and she said, it was pretty much a wonderful experience in seeing how the TTPS reacted. So that's really, to me, a good example of an intersecting of TTPS and community and assisting a citizen in distress, not necessarily directly related to your mandate, but going beyond it in terms of assisting a citizen.
Yeah. Richard, I because of my experiences and because of things that I know, this reeks of somebody say, hey, there's a good idea. And this...
I don't think you're too cynical. You're too cynical.
Richard, I just prefaced what I just said.
I don't think they would have...
By telling you what I know and what
I think these are just police officers. These are just police officers respond because it's not going to administration headquarters to say, oh, this is a great PR attempt. This is just police officers responding and saying, okay, well, let's go and assist the lady.
No, I'm not talking about that.
What you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the police post.
Oh, I thought you went back to that.
No, yeah, I went back to that. I'm talking about the installation of these police posts. Somebody come up with an idea.
Of course.
And they see a business opportunity,
Well, that I can't say.
Oh, you can't say that? And I can say
it. I do not know. I cannot say that.
I can say it.
Let the OPR look into it. And let the OPR determine X, Y, and Z is the issue and whether proper procurement processes were followed. If proper procurement processes were followed, then fine. The government made a decision. You're elected. You are entitled to make decisions like that. And of course, citizens are also entitled to criticize if they want. That's what democracy is.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, it ain't my business. If the police posts work, fine, because they still dependent on these same police officers who we already dependent on now, right?
Yeah. What I hope they're also doing is setting aside some money for some maintenance in some of those Trinidad and Tobago police service stations, because some of those brand new stations already going into needing some TLC.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope, with all due respect, Commissioner, that you're setting aside some funding with your buddy, Commissioner and Minister Alexander, to dedicate some funds to making sure that the public interface of police stations look not weathered and needing paint, and the chair bust up, or the chair, you only had two chairs for you to sit down and everybody else had to stand up. You know, those little stupid things. Make sure that the police stations, especially the newly built ones, well, when I say newly built, inverted commas, it could be the last 10 years they're calling it newly built. Show some maintenance. So dedicate some funds to that too, so that citizens entering don't have to say, oh God, inside a hot boy.
Yeah. You know, it's just the TTPS, and Dean Allen is correct. TTPS normally help people when they shut down. Eh? You see them all the time. If people shut down, they stop and they assist. That's nothing new, right? And we commend them for that.
Oh,
and by
come on. It's a nice, good news story. Give TTPS the little badge this morning, Naolia.
No, we gave them the badge, Richard.
Well, they tired help people before. What's the big deal? Many of the times we criticizing the TTPS, it's some good news in terms of them assisting a citizen. Leave it and let it be, and give them the honors for that.
No, but I told you.
Men up in the Muppets, well, they tired help people. What's the big deal?
I'm just saying, Richard.
Oh God.
I'm just saying that I read the entire story this morning. You would have missed that because actually our good news had to do with a young man who stopped to help a woman change her tire, and he was going for a job interview and he still stopped. And it so happens he was late for the interview and they told him he can't get the job, right? And they said, well, all right, you're already here, go to the person. And it so happens that's the same person he was ready to say. The person who stopped to help change the tire. So he got the job. So that's how I end up reading that story about the police officers now. You know, but anyway, whatever the police do, I wish them luck. But I need to tell you all, our guest on Monday, God willing, he has already agreed to be our guest, is Deputy Commissioner of Police Junior Benjamin, who has been on the show before. He has agreed to come on the show, and we will talk about all these things we're talking about now. Right? I already alerted him as to what some of the things we're going to discuss, and we're going to have him as our guest on Monday, God. Right? He's always very amenable to us, and we appreciate him.
And he's pleasant to talk to. Yeah.
Very pleasant. Very pleasant. He's pleasant.
But the commissioner was pleasant to talk to too. He wasn't, he spoke. I thought he spoke well when we had the interview with him.
Yeah,
I thought he spoke well.
He did. But DCP Benjamin will be our guest on Monday, God willing, right? So let's go. Did you know? And then when we come back, we get into some other issues, right?
Do you know how engineers build bridge piers in deep ocean water? Most people think they just pour concrete into the sea. Easy, right? Nope, that is not how it works. Building a pier on land is simple. Dig the foundation, tie the rebar, pour concrete. Done. But out in the ocean, everything turns ugly. Waves smash. Currents move. The seafloor does not care about your plan. If you dump cement into seawater, it gets washed apart like batter in a drain. It cannot set, it cannot hold shape, and it cannot support a bridge weighing thousands of tons. So engineers bring out the weapon, a cofferdam. First, steel piles are driven deep into seabed rock. One by one, machines hammer them down. Then they surround the pier location, sometimes in a circle, sometimes in a square. Think of it as a giant steel fence underwater. But this fence is not keeping out deer. It is holding back the ocean. Once the wall is locked tight, it blocks seawater from rushing in. It also takes the beating from waves. Inside, engineers create a work zone. Then comes the key move. Pumps suck the water out. The underwater area turns into a dry room on the seafloor. Basically, they build a job site inside the ocean. Now workers can work like on land. They dig a pit. They remove mud, sludge, and loose rock. Then they install layers of rebar mesh. After that, they pour high-strength concrete. This is not driveway concrete. It is mixed for marine conditions. After a few days, it hardens like rock. That becomes the solid base. Once the base is strong enough, workers build the pier body upward, layer by layer, pour by pour. The pier rises to its designed height. During the process, the cofferdam acts like a shield. It keeps seawater out. It blocks waves. It gives workers space to build. When the pier is finished and strong enough to hold the bridge, engineers remove the steel piles and cofferdam. Then the pier stands alone in the sea like it grew from the ocean floor. After that, crews install the bridge deck. That is how a bridge crosses water. This is genius engineering. They did not beat the ocean head on. They kicked the ocean out, built on dry ground, then let the sea back in. That is why these bridges stand through waves, storms, and decades of punishment. Some last a century without moving an inch.
Well, that's look easy enough, Wendell, that they could build a bridge to Tobago. You know, Van?
Yeah. Have you been saying that so long ago?
That look easy enough. Easy. They should be able to build two bridges, one to Venezuela and one to Tobago. Connect us to the South American continent. So I can say, hey, Wendell, we take a drive down to Argentina today now. For the weekend.
Well, as I say, when you experience driving through some parts of Asia and Europe, because Europe have some huge bridges too, you know what I mean? Even one of those bridges to get from Senegal to Gambia, you know, some people have some amazing things they have out there in the world, you know, Richard, that I don't know why we can't reach there, you know.
Yeah. People may have a problem with not Argentina, but Venezuela right now. But you know, ideally, I suppose that's where you would having a bridge connecting us to the South American continent is not, a bad idea in different times, I guess.
No, there's some amazing infrastructure out there, and they showed you the example of how they actually get that concrete down onto the seabed. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Man has done some incredible things, huh?
Yeah.
For all of our problematic
as we talk about man doing some incredible things. These are some stuff I posted in the chat yesterday, people, that I'll read for you all. Because based on our discussions yesterday, right? This was somebody posted this on Facebook, actually. Hey, where you gone? Oh Lord, what was finding disappear? Sometimes you slide up too far on the side. Right. So this was what I posted in 2011. I would rather live life believing there is a God and finding out there isn't than believing there isn't and finding out there is. I was one post. And then somebody else posted this yesterday concerning our discussions yesterday. Some of you are far too invested in other people's personal lives. As long as someone's choices do not infringe on your rights, freedoms, or ability to live your own life, why are you so bothered? Each of us will ultimately have to give an account to the Creator if you're a believer. So leave people alone and let them live their lives. Not everything requires your judgment, commentary, or approval. I so totally agree with that. Not to go back to what we discussed yesterday. People we're quick to jump back on. But today, we're talking cooler cruise. So we open the lines and we're polling it today. Today is the day you all get to really tell us how you all feel about this show.
Well, about the cooler cruise. But
about the show.
So, by the way, the lines are open 281-1315-299-5156, 281-1315 or 299-5156. We'll take some of your calls. Of course, you can discuss anything because it's your day, Friday, where we really open up to, people expressing their opinions on whatever. So 281-1315 and 299-5156. The numbers are on the screen if you're watching us. And if you're listening, I'll tell you again. It's 281-1315 and 299-5156.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We do have a caller on the line. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Good morning. Yes, you may speak.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. So, officially telling me the guns were stolen without telling me the guns were stolen. Right? So, without any proper press conference to announce, okay, ladies and gentlemen, the guns are now not missing. We have established the guns were in fact stolen. And we have, as a result of that, we have arrested 7 persons. The lack of information from the TTPS is asinine. Right? It is asinine. Up to now, we are still awaiting a confirmed figure of how much actual guns were missing from the Bonrepo police station. Right? And the San Fernando
Municipal Police.
That is the reason I suspect that is the reason that gave these police officers the confidence to steal weapons, because they were aware that there was no accountability. That is what gives them that confidence. The police not tracking the weapons, and that is something to be very concerned about. So just now, when you have to travel, I just call in your name, I don't mean to imply anything. When you have to travel, Wendell, and you lodge your gun in a police station, you could very well come back and meet it gone.
I'm sure it happened to people before.
Safe and aside,
Especially if they know how long you're gone for.
When you're traveling, you have to lodge your firearm with the police. I didn't know that.
You should. They advise that you do.
Yes, they advise you to do that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Right?
That's information to me.
Safe and aside from that, what a possibility of what could happen now is you could travel, lodge your gun in the police station, come back and pick up your gun, and unknowing to you, your gun had 2-3 bodies on it.
Mm-hmm.
Your weapon have 2-3 bodies, and first, God forbid something happens and your weapon had to go for ballistics down the road 6 months later, a year later, 10 years later, is because your ballistics from your gun related to 2 murder scenes. I might be dead and gone, but the answer bring news to me that this has happened in Trinidad and Tobago. This is craziness. It's closed down. I mean, yes, maybe we need to have a little paramilitary organization, but this police service, they need to close it down and pay them off. Right?
You think the Trinidad and Tobago police service is that corrupt and unfixable, Lincoln?
What we seeing on the news, Richard? What are we seeing? We seeing police station has been raided by other police and find illegal guns stashed in the ceiling, and nobody has lost a work. In not one, it is St. Joseph, is St. James. It's not one police station. It's not 2 police stations. We seeing police get drugs today, and by today Friday, yes, and by Monday, some police walk into the station in the stockroom, take out the drugs and put in blocks and go on the way. Where is the stop people in the police service? Where is the accountability in the police service?
But the mere idea that people are being arrested or detained, doesn't that speak to the TTPS also investigating the issues?
That's why
Richard, it ain't going no way. Them cases ain't going no way. Thanks, Lincoln. 20 years ago, when I first joined the Power Breakfast team, Gladiator was the host, and he was saying that, and nobody used to take him. Gladiator was saying, get rid of all of them, shut down our police service. He was saying that back then. Yeah.
Thank you,
he
Peter.
was saying that back then. You do that for spite.
Me? I say thank you, Peter.
Gladiator was saying that back then. I've been saying it how long now? Shut down the police service. 10%, keep 10% of the men. And at one point in time, I used to say keep most of the women. But even that had to change too. And you know when that changed? When the policeman beat up the young boy in the station with the book, the diary. Then they lock him up by Piaco Junction there. Block him from going with his mother. You remember that story when he and his mother came in the radio station in the morning?
Yeah.
I don't forget it. And you know, I didn't see that young man until recently on a flight. He was actually a flight attendant.
Yeah, I remember that incident, and we had interviewed him after it. But you know, the mere idea that the TTPS is investigating it has to the TTPS obviously is aware and must be aware that they have rogue police officers, because this is not new. And this is not, and the fact that you have corrupt police officers is not unique to Trinidad and Tobago. That's a global problem, because it's human beings, and human beings are corruptible, some of them. So how do you manage it? Is the solution starting from scratch, which is what you and Lincoln are suggesting? Or is the solution putting in better and better systems in terms of accountability, including cameras within police station sensitive areas that also ramps up monitoring and in introducing whatever additional policies for people who are in sensitive positions to monitor and account for them to be held accountable for decisions or things happening under their purview.
Every government, Richard, they try to establish some sort of unit that outside of the police service to deal with what's going on. The people inside have resisted it.
Well, they have never empowered any external unit outside of the TTPS with the proper authority to deal with issues like that.
And let me tell you something.
That has never been done. That has never been done.
You are absolutely right. And I can
Before-
tell you. Sorry,
Before
Peter.
we continue, we'd have to go for the 7 o'clock news, and we do also have to introduce our poll for this morning.
All right.
So let's introduce the
Peter.
poll, and we'll
Yeah.
go for the news real quick.
All right, let's do that. So our poll this morning, people, we want lots of votes on this. Will you be supporting, that's 1, or attending, that's 2, the breakfast show cooler cruise on Saturday? So if you're supporting it by buying tickets or whatever, you vote 1. If you're attending, you vote 2. Right? So that way I'm standing up right by the entrance to that boat, me and Richard, to greet all the people who attend. Right? So will you be supporting or attending? If you're supporting, you vote 1. If you're attending, you vote 2. We want to see lots of votes. Well, you ain't getting away this morning. Right.
Yeah, give a 3, which is no.
No. No, if it's no, you ain't vote at all. Don't vote at all.
Yeah, I voted. Yeah.
Right? But if you're supporting, you vote 1. If you're attending, you vote 2. All right? Thank you. And supporting means buying tickets. Christopher, you jump out first. Thank God. Christopher buy 6 tickets, and because he supported. Right? So let's get those results coming in fast and furious. Today is a day I will read names and how you voted.
All right, on to our 7 o'clock news.
Bye-bye.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on Net Radio and Guile TV. I am Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesar has met with ExxonMobil Trinidad and Tobago Operations Manager, Dr. Bram Williamson, to discuss the company's ongoing activities and future opportunities in the energy sector. Williamson said ExxonMobil has found it easier to do business in TNT, noting that approvals and administrative procedures for seismic activities were completed faster than in any other jurisdiction where the company operates. He also expressed optimism about the company's technical work and the possibility of discovering hydrocarbons that could benefit the national economy. Prasad Bisesar said government remains committed to creating a business-friendly environment to attract foreign investment and facilitate the start of operations. Former Energy Minister Stuart Young is accusing the government of taking credit for work started by the previous PNM administration on the Manikin-Coquina gas project. Young says the PNM laid the foundation for the National Gas Company's agreement with BPTT to acquire a 20% interest in the Manikin field, and he dismissed the government's claims of success as complete hogwash. Young also welcomed the reopening of the Point Lisa steel plant, but questioned the details of the U.S. $750 million investment. He wants the government to explain the tax concessions, gas and electricity arrangements, and the source of raw materials for the facility. Young also called for engagement with the Steel Workers Union to protect former steel workers' rights. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesar responded by telling Young to stop being angry and find some peace. The Environmental Management Authority says plans are underway to phase out waste disposal at the Beetham landfill within 2 years. EMA CEO Dr. Joth Singh says the move is necessary to address methane emissions and help Trinidad and Tobago meet its net zero targets. However, he says the closure cannot happen without addressing the livelihoods of people who depend on the landfill for income. Singh says one option is to establish a sanitary landfill at Forest Park in Claxton Bay, with Beetham potentially being used as a transfer point. He says a sanitary landfill would include measures to prevent harmful substances from entering the water table and systems to capture methane. EMA consultant Ryan Roper says Beetham could also potentially be transformed into a waste separation facility, creating jobs in recycling and other areas. Singh says discussions are continuing with the planning ministry on the relocation. National Flour Mills Limited has completed wage negotiations with the Seamen and Waterfront Workers Trade Union for the period 2023 to 2025. NFM Chairman Hamlin Jailal says the company looks forward to building a stronger partnership with the union. For the first 6 months of 2026, NFM recorded an after-tax profit of $22.2 million, down slightly from $22.8 million during the same period last year. Revenue increased by just over 1% to $263 million, but higher grain prices pushed up costs and reduced gross profit. Jailal says global commodity markets, freight, and energy costs will continue to affect the company, while cost containment remains a priority. He says the outlook for the rest of 2026 remains optimistic. In crime news, Central Division Police are investigating reports of a gang terrorizing residents in the Arena Road community in Freeport. One resident says his family has been targeted in 17 home invasions over the past year, with thieves stealing tools and damaging property. Another resident claims she has made more than 50 police reports since 2016, alleging that members of the group have broken into homes, stolen livestock, and terrorized residents. Police say increased vigilance will be maintained in the area. Meanwhile, police are investigating the death of 39-year-old Anil Ramdial of Princestown, whose decomposing body was found inside his Garth Road home on Monday. A post-mortem is expected to determine the cause of death. And a man wanted in connection with the murder of off-duty police constable Rommel Douglas was shot and killed during an alleged exchange of gunfire with police in Matura on Tuesday night. 18-year-old Hassan Johnson was killed after police said he opened fire when officers entered a house where he was reportedly hiding. Finally, about a dozen Palestinian households in the occupied West Bank village of Qusra have been ordered to leave their homes during an Israeli military operation to remove Israeli settlers. The settlers had reportedly besieged 3 Palestinian homes since Sunday, cutting off water and electricity. Qusra's mayor says the village was declared a closed military zone, with Israeli forces using some evacuated Palestinian homes as barracks. The Israeli military says it dismantled 2 illegal settler outposts and detained 1 Israeli. An Israeli government spokesman described the settlers' actions as unacceptable and said those responsible would be arrested and prosecuted. Some Palestinian residents said soldiers forced them from their homes and that their properties were left damaged after several hours. The United Nations says about 3,800 Palestinians have been displaced in the West Bank this year due to settler violence, demolitions, and evictions. And that is Net Radio News at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. Net Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
So you want bacchanal? Give me the tempo. Hey, hey. If it's bacchanal they want, bacchanal they going get. They want to sing about mash up. They want to talk about mash up. I am the king, I am the monk. Most of all, I am the doctor. Tell them, oh Lord, the whole place mash up, mash up. The whole place burn. Oh Lord, the whole place mash up, mash up. Everything shell down. Oh Lord, the whole place mash up, mash up. The whole place burn. Oh Lord, the whole place mash up, mash up. Everything shell down. First of all, we not plan for no road march. We not sing
Wake up, rise up. It's the Net Radio Breakfast Show, bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right. Calling all you Net Radio listeners and fans. It's time to pack your cooler, gather your crews. Join us for Net Radio Halloween Cooler Crew in red, white, and black. On board the luxurious Island Royalty, Saturday, 15th of August, boarding at 7 p.m. from Hard Cuts Shagaramas. We sail at 8 p.m. sharp. Enjoy great music all night long from your favorite net DJs, Sir Charles, CJ, Mr. Flavor, Doc International, RJ, and Fluffman.
Tell you you's a big dancer. Come show
Early
them who's a
bird
big
tickets are
dancer.
just $200 after $250. Get your tickets now at Crosby in St. James, Rumba, St. James, Bobby's Bar in Crep, Pats International in Arima, K Square Fashions at C3 Center, West Mall, and Eastgate Small, and all net DJs. No glass bottles allowed. Bring your cooler, bring your crews, and let's celebrate together. Net Radio, Halloween Cooler Crew, Saturday, August the 15th, aboard the Island Royalty. For information, call 638-2609 or 497-7173. Halloween on the sea.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Flavor Entertainment Services, your one-stop premium entertainment service provider. We offer top-tier, best-in-class karaoke and DJ services for your private events, sports bars, and lounge. Let us help make your birthday parties, weddings, anniversaries, and corporate special events memorable and special. Call us now at 462-2029. We provide more than just music. We create memories that last.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
All right, and we are back.
Indeed, we are. We are back from our 7 o'clock news break. Lots of conversation on the chat. Nothing related to our poll, though. People were just discussing all manner of things. Nothing related to our poll, but I'm gonna go through the poll results because our poll. Put back up our poll for dear Peter. Our poll is: will you be supporting or attending the breakfast show Cooler Cruise on Saturday? Of course, today is Light Friday. It's your Friday, so of course we've gone light. We had a choice. And 1, if you're supporting it, vote 1. If you'll be attending, vote 2. All right? So continue to cast your votes, and I'm actually going to physically read through these votes today. All right? I haven't seen much, I have to tell you that. There's a whole lot of chatter about all manner of things except the poll. Chris Pousse says 1, that he is supporting, and we know that he did. He purchased 6 tickets already for 6 people to attend. And if you're supporting by buying the tickets, give the tickets for somebody to attend. So Chris Tusa, 1, he's supporting Lester Cragwell. 2, he will be there. I think he came yesterday. I think I saw yesterday he came and purchased 2 tickets. Ron DeSantis Jr. supporting. Anon says no. I don't know. Well, I guess no, you're not supporting, and no, you're not attending. Carlisle Cupid says 1, he's supporting. Dean Allen says 1, he bought 2 tickets already. Joe says 3. Sorry, but boy, I was a victim of the government. CJ from New York says 1, she's supporting. Kenwin Henry, 2, he's attending. Paul Rockaway, 1, he's supporting. Well, he's always been a supporter of the breakfast show. Gregory Boyer, 1, he's supporting. Elizabeth Suzette Jessup says 2, she's coming. Howard Hernandez, 1, he's supporting. Who else? Is it? No other votes came in. Marlene Saunders Sober says 2, she's attending. Where else? Magic says 1 and 2. What do you mean, Magic? Well, guys, you're 1 and 2, you're supporting and attending. All right, okay. Keith Clark, 2, he's attending. Suzanne Jessup, 1 and 2 will be there. She's supporting and attending. Robert Taylor says 1, he's supporting. Right, so as you vote, I'll call out how if you're supporting or attending, right?
We have a couple of votes on the WhatsApp chat as well. Miss Zena says 1, so she is supporting, and we have Miss Sampson also saying 1. So Miss Sampson and Zena are both showing their support.
Yeah, Miss Sampson, I think, already came and purchased a ticket. She was buying the ticket for Mr. Grant, I think, but Mr. Grant can't attend. So make sure the person, if you're just supporting by buying the tickets, take the tickets and give it to somebody who you know would love to come to the cruise. Right? Well, in the case of if you're abroad like Robert Taylor or Far Rockaway, you may not be able to give it to someone. You may probably just donate in, right? But if you could get somebody to use the tickets, let them come, man. Let them come. You know? Even if it's somebody on the chat who may not be able to afford the tickets, buy it and donate it to them. Right? So, who else you have there? You have anybody else there?
No, those are the only 2 coming through from the WhatsApp chat. Oh, Miss Zena has changed her vote to 2, so she will be attending.
Okay. Well, look at that.
Very nice.
Nice. Thanks, Zena. Somebody messaged me earlier on. Somebody messaged me on the break. David McCarthy. He said there was an earthquake. Anybody felt an earthquake just after 7? Just as we went going for the news? I didn't feel it. And normally when I'm in St. James, I feel the earthquakes, but I didn't feel anything, David.
Nope.
All right,
I didn't feel anything here.
Yeah.
Patrick Billy also says he will be attending.
Patrick is coming. Good. Nice, man. Nice, Mr. Billy. Well, you come down on Lime now, man. What is that? Even if it's 10 away on the boat, we're going on Lime still, you know? But we would prefer if it's 100 plus, yeah? You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah. So we taking calls on the poll now. Call in and tell us about the cooler cruise, what you would like. Because Peter, who you're talking to here now, he'll be one of the DJs on the cruise, eh? So you could tell him what kind of music you're looking forward to. If it's Jim Reeves, or if you want to hear some Joey Lewis, or if you want to hear Mark Orkes.
Let's not spread false information. Now, I am not going to be a DJ on the cruise.
You're not a DJ on the cruise, Peter?
Let's not go spreading false information.
I thought anything your father tell you to do, you have to do it. Anyway.
I wouldn't mind though. I really wouldn't mind. I could.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. All right. So we can take some calls, Peter. Open up the lines there.
Of course. We are taking calls 281-1315 or 299-5156. Let's get those calls coming in, people. We have somebody on the line right now. Caller, good morning.
Good morning. That we talking about I love the pool. We done inside already. My cooler done pack. Drinks on board already. And they don't know I don't have my food to carry on the boat because I like my belly. So people, if you know you love your belly, kindly walk inside this bread and cheese, bread porn cheese, do that. Or bread and butter, wherever it is. Walk with things for yourself to eat. So if you know you love your belly. I love my belly. So I make sure I work with my things for me to eat. They don't know. I tell you, this cooler cruise gonna be epic. People like Wendell, Richard, them two bacchanalists. I ain't here calling no gentlemen that this morning. We love that. I just waiting for just the action. When you see that boat move off, you don't know the DJs and them gonna be top of the game. Flip Charles, RG, Mr. Flavor, Doc International, Worldwide. Who I forget? Mr. Fluffman. I hope I ain't forget no other DJs in. Whoever I forget, I do humbly apologize. But Saturday the 15th of August, people, is going to be like a movie. If you didn't get your ticket, please get your ticket. You could go right by Rumbox, right in St. James. And you could buy a ticket and buy your drinks one time. Just remember, no glass bottle allowed. Kindly walk with can or plastic, please. And if you know you like your liquor, you know them things that come in glass bottle, get a plastic. Pour it out. And they don't know, and you're moving with fight. It's all about good fights that we're talking about. Blessings, gentlemen. To Richard, to Wendell, to Charles, and to you, Mr. Peter, you all have a blessed day. And a blessed weekend. Just remember, people, the weekend has begun already. You don't know. Movie time. Bless.
All right. Thanks, Susan.
Of course.
Of course.
We love to hear the support. We love to hear it.
Gemma Peters Hall says too she will be attending. What is this man?
We love to hear the support. 281-1315 or 299-5156. Keep the calls coming in, people. Keep the calls coming. Caller, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Wendell. It's Robert.
Good morning. Hi, Robert.
Yeah, Robert from Fernandina Beach.
Yeah. Of course I know who Robert is. What's going on?
Yeah, all right. The 2 tickets that I bought, I don't know if you guys want to donate it for somebody who cannot afford it or just keep it as a donation. That's up to you guys.
All right. That's no problem. Once, because I know that you can't personally attend. So for yourself and Farrokh, we could give away those tickets. That's not a problem.
Yeah, and another thing too, I was listening to you all a couple of days ago, and you all said that that is very expensive to keep the show running, on a monthly basis. So I was thinking to all the listeners, because I love this program. This program does keep me alive, keep me going, and keep me informed. Especially like if I'm on a road trip, like when I went to Miami, that 3 hours came in very handy. So I was thinking if the other listeners, let's see if we could put at least $50 a month. How much people we have on this program on the YouTube channel?
Plenty.
Let's see like about 25. Let's see like about 20 or more than that.
More than that. Plenty more than that.
Yeah, but if everybody put at least, if you cannot afford 20 or 50 a month, just put something. Something little will help, little by little, to keep this program running. And that's my input here for this morning. I love this show. I love you all, and you all keep me occupied.
Thanks, Robert. Thanks for your support.
I don't mind to do that. Put $50 a month or $100 a month, and that is not you. I said I TT.
Right. All right. Cool. We appreciate that. Yeah. Which is why I think there's a subscribe thing for Richard and Sir Charles knows it better, yes, how to do it. How to have people assist the program on a monthly
we do. I'm not sure about the subscribe feature, but we do have a donation line that people can message. If you look at the bottom of the screen, for those of you who are watching, it is scrolling across the bottom of your screen, or you can text it with donate to 299-5156.
Yes.
And all donations are welcome. Any donation that you can offer, any amount is welcome. It is always greatly appreciated.
Yes. I'm now actually paying attention to it. Donate through our support links on our website, social media pages, or in the YouTube description. Or text the word donate to 299-5156. I never observed that before. I never paid attention to that before.
Yes, yes. Of course, the calls are still coming in. We do have a call on the line right now. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. This is Far Rockaway here, speaking to all of you.
Morning, Far Rockaway.
I have a very, very serious message from Mr. Wendell. Mr. Wendell,
yes, sir.
My beautiful sister and two of her friends will be on the boat ride. I would like you to take special care of them, please, and ensure that their life is for everyone. Okay?
That's the sister who I met already, right?
She'll be there. She and two of her
Right.
friends.
Okay, great.
All right.
I look forward to them again.
All right, you all have a great weekend. Enjoy the boat ride and be safe.
Yeah, and thanks for always supporting us, Far Rockaway.
No problem. Always will.
All right, take care. Thank you very much. All right, so look at Far Rockaway tickets taken care of then. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
But as I told people, it is an expensive venture that we ventured into because we can't pay ourselves because, unlike we still fighting to get money from our previous place. But we do it for the love of you all, but the expenses we have are mainly to keep the stream going on StreamYard. That's a monthly subscription. And of course, to keep live on Gael TV on a morning. All right, those are the two main expenses here on a morning. All right, so Charles and Richard, well, we do everything else as a labor of love, really.
Yeah. Which is why we are always welcoming donations. Of course, any amount that you can, or even just supporting our boat ride tomorrow. Of course, just buying a ticket, even if you can't come, as Wendell said, you could donate it to somebody who is able to. But your support is always welcome and greatly appreciated. We do still have a caller on the line. Caller, good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Miss Samson.
Wendell, I have been listening to Chelsea with the subscribe and whatever else there, and I still didn't know how to do it. I had to call box for the other guy to tell me. Supposed to have like an account number so people will know how to do it online. Because I've been looking at the subscribe and wonder how to do this and how to text this. That just having that there not helping you. You need the account number on there and somebody could probably hook it up with the bank where it could take out automatically every month or whatever. That would make things much easier because I had to call Rumbox in order to send the ticket thing the other day.
Okay. But so Charles probably, I don't know if he's listening, but Peter will guide him as to how to do that. I don't have a clue.
Another thing I would like to say, good morning to Miss Ramsey Moore for doing an excellent job with this pan. I hope the steel pan, I hope they'll leave her there for as long as she can. Another thing, I was looking at the competition and I saw this guy with what I call it a quota, the long Indian garb, and his head had some Indian something on it, and all the players had on some coat or something, and then at the ending, two Indian ladies come out with sari. What's taking place with the steel band? Is emancipation this was done and steel band? Is this going to be a trend now?
That happened in the steel band.
Indian dress thing, I call it. Well, the short one is coat. I don't know what the long one is.
That happened at the steel pan there?
I was watching the TV and I saw it there. It was Third Street with something. This can't be happening. The country done divided and stay in your lane.
Okay, I'm not aware of what you're talking about. That
can't be happening.
All right.
You cannot go in the Nagara and do this. Stay in your lane. Have a good day.
All right. I know what she's talking about. I don't have a clue. One thing I know, pan brings people together. That much I can tell you. It's one of the most peaceful events you could attend, and all manner of people play pan. All manner of people play pan. and get along, especially young people.
Indeed.
All right.
Of course, people, our lines are still open 281-1315 or 299-5156. The call lines are open. It is your time to call in.
All right. Trinidad, people asking about the platforms like Zelle and so on. No, we don't have those things here because I use Zelle, but it's not available locally. All that's available locally are online transactions through the banks. Sometimes that could be a headache, especially when the platform down. Sadia, you're getting some advice on mosquito bites here. Or you could get the citronella plant, It's a grass that grows. If you get the actual plant, it will help. Yeah. All right, so we taking your calls, whether on the poll or otherwise. Today's your day. You can call in and have a chat with us. All right, about any manner of things that you wish to have a chat about.
Yes,
of course,
yes,
CPL is taking place in the Caribbean now. The matches are soon to come to Trinidad and Tobago. Because I don't keep up with it, I haven't been keeping up with it. I don't know when is the first match in Trinidad. I don't think it's too far away though. You have a call there, Peter?
No, not right now. In the meantime, how about we do the poll results?
All right, let me put up the poll results there. Let's see where we're going now. All right. Of course, our poll this morning, will you be supporting or attending the Breakfast Show Cooler Cruise on Saturday? 67% of you said you will be supporting, while 33% said you will be attending. All right? 67% said you'll be supporting, 33% said you'll be attending. All right? We want more people to attend. I mean, we wish everybody would support, but we still want you to attend. And even if you can't personally attend, if you can give away a ticket, you know what I mean? Donate your ticket to someone who would like to come. Just do that. Richard?
Yes, that's my name.
All right. How are you?
I'm good. You finished with your little poll thing?
Yeah. The little poll thing finished. You're glad you get a chance to say that, eh? Oh, yes. Anyway, folks, we open up the lines. We open up the lines for generic. Any call you want to talk about, we open up the lines. I know there was some flooding in some areas day before yesterday, Wednesday. I see some pictures, especially coming out of San Fernando with plenty floods.
Really? In this heat?
Let's say water.
I find it so. I mean, there has been some rain, but there's been so much more heat than rain. You know, it's sometimes it's hard to believe we actually in the rainy season.
And you know, around this time we normally get a lot of rain. This time of August.
Yeah, but it's just so hot.
Yesterday was the hottest day in the UK for the year. Record heat yesterday in the UK. Yesterday.
Wow. That is really something. Of course,
and I still have some people who don't believe it. There's such a thing as climate change. You know, I mean, you could see it. I mean, you could experience it.
You could
see what is happening. You could see what's happening across the planet. You know, that's one thing that this government hasn't followed from the Trump template.
No.
Well, I should say yet.
Yet. Hopefully they won't.
Yeah.
Of course, we do have a caller on the line. Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Peter.
Morning.
Good morning.
Richard. Yes. So, you know, last year I went to Orlando and the weather over there, the sun over there, I should say, not the weather, but never that day of rain. The sun was like how our sun is, stinging now, you know. I got sunburnt, you know, when I was over there. So our sun feeling the same way now. Gosh boy, this time it changes trouble. Anyway, what I'm gonna speak about now. I don't understand for the life of me why the Minister of Homeland Security had to be just visiting and taking a print at the police post at the Etihad ground. Like that's the only one that the building or something. I thought there were 30, 29 others. He always in up there. So that's one. You know what I don't understand? The thing reached so far. How would the chairman of the corporation, even though he get legal advice or not, how we gonna do that? Why? But that had to be torn down after so long. So I don't see nothing changing. That's going to be remaining just there. And I don't find it making sense now, even though it's wrong. I don't find it make sense now. They're going to tear down this thing after it costing us so much money, which we don't know the total of anyway. Right? That is one. The other thing, so now the unions, after the campaign with the government, with the opposition at the time and who's now in government, after campaigning, and all they win and they promise things and all they find all they taking too long. All they want to play, all they want to protest now and ask and the NEGFW who was getting 10% and getting money, they saying somebody dropped the ball. Who's somebody? Is somebody to have a name? Is the government, of course, they don't want to say the Minister of Finance and the Prime Minister, Mr. President. Why can't you say that? So it is somebody is definitely not against him, but it's somebody who already voted for and ask your supporters to vote for to be elected so that they will get to 10%. So they're always talking about things that they have to do and they never say who it is. And the PSA as well. So the Minister of Finance said, only get all the money for 2027, that's after the budget is read. So all the understand that, or that to wait till 2027. What gonna change between now and that time? Nothing. So they just chill out because that's what all they wanted. And besides that, what about the retirees in the PSA? What about their money? How come they talk about that money for the people who retired? So they had nothing to get neither of So you all have a wonderful day. You may call back again later.
All right. Yeah. I see Donald Trump is not taking too kindly to the fact that that he was alleged to have absconded from his Air Force One and went on an plane. And of course, they alleged that he hid in the food cart. He not taking it too nice at all. He lashing out at people. Oh Lord, never a dull day in this place, yes? They actually show you the food cart, eh? But the only thing that fit of him can fit in a food cart are his hands. Nothing else on him can fit in a food cart.
Of course, we are still taking calls. We do have a call on the line right now. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Happy Friday.
Morning, same to
I think
you.
an important discussion to have, and maybe you could have an attorney online, is the Trinidad and Tobago government weaponization of U.S. visas. I think that's a serious issue. And when I checked the U.S. law and the State Department regulations on visas, 99.9% of visas are revoked because you have committed a crime within the United States, especially like driving while intoxicated or other crimes. You know, United States don't station investigators in all the countries. They issue visas to individuals to investigate them. The information must come from a government to the U.S. Department of State or the consular in Trinidad to revoke a visa. So I think that is, what if you are a student, or maybe you come into the States for medical, to see a doctor regularly, or maybe if you're a social activist in Trinidad and you are not liked, or what you're saying is not liked, I think that's a very dangerous thing, to revoke people's visa that has not been arrested, charged, and convicted of a crime. I will emphasize again, United States do not place FBI or other agents in hundreds of countries to monitor people that they issue visas to. So I saw the Attorney General state that Trinidad and Tobago did not have anything to do with these revocations, but these people that they mentioned have not been charged or arrested with a crime, and I think it's very, very dangerous that those visas were revoked.
If assuming it's based on the government complaining to the United States about them.
Right, but of course, but right. And in order for you to have a visa revoke, because I actually had a friend that this happened to. Unfortunately, they came here, they had too much to drink, and their visa was revoked because they were driving while intoxicated. So as I said, is in order for you as a foreign national in your country to have your visa revoked, it has to be a very serious thing, like terrorism, for example. The United States revoked 175,000 visas, but those visas were because people committed serious crimes in the United States. If you are a foreign national in your country, for example, they revoked visas on Israelis who had who committed infractions against Palestinians on that scale. So there's no way for the United States government to know someone did something if that person have not been arrested, charged, and convicted of a crime. Even when you are arrested and charged and you're waiting for trial, you don't lose your visa in your country. Your passport is maybe taken away by your government, restricting you to travel. You can still travel if you are being arrested and charged with a crime. That has nothing to do with the United States. So I think that is a very serious matter that needs to be widely discussed. If you're a patient and you are traveling your visa to see your doctor, if you have a student in the United States that you have, so what will happen to those people?
Yeah.
But interestingly, caller, sometimes people may have been arrested but not convicted of whatever a crime, or you may even have been convicted but they're applying for a visa. It is not automatic that you will be refused a visa even though you have a conviction. Because I think under US law, it really is. It has to be a crime of moral turpitude, and that is the kind of offense that they would look at. Like you assaulted somebody, you beat up somebody, you robbed somebody with a firearm or things like that. Crimes of moral turpitude. So it's not a complete bar. You should disclose it. For people who are listening, you should disclose it. Whatever the offense is, or whatever you may have been charged or convicted with, but it's not necessarily because you have a conviction, it's a bar.
Right, and my concern is that these people that the visa has been revoked from, it is not, they were not this group of people, these 175,000 people that committed a crime within the United States. And I think that if accusation was made against these people and it was not substantiated, that it could open, the public, to tens of millions of dollars, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars in lawsuits, and that money is coming out of public funds, not government pockets. So I think that is a discussion that really needs to have, and hopefully you guys can have maybe a U.S. attorney, immigration attorney, a civil rights attorney one day to talk about that. But I think that's a very critical and serious topic. Thank
All
you.
right, we could look into it because thanks, caller. If I remember, Richard, carefully, when that issue had first come up, when the Minister of Homeland Security may have misspoke, although it doesn't appear that it was a misspeak. The United States Embassy responded and said that no government can tell them, or they have no control over who they give visas or who they revoke.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
You know, but clearly something more is in that motor than the person, simply because of our close and we've seen evidence of it now, very close relationship with this United States administration. You understand?
Well, I mean, we really be in the realm of speculation. We really don't know. Certainly, the U.S. Embassy was very forthright and said, "Look, no government can tell us who to give a visa to. That's our prerogative." And I mean, you'd have to take them at their word with regard to that. Whether this government has meddled is something for, suppose, an investigative reporter to kind of look into, which is not us.
Yeah.
Because we are not investigative reporters. We are more op-eds. We give our opinions, that kind of thing. But it would be interesting what actually are the facts. But certainly the U.S. Embassy has said that no government can tell them who to give a visa to or not. And I mean, you'll have to take their word for it, because they were very clear. They didn't mince words. And they issued a press release after he said it.
Yeah.
So Wendell, I don't know if it would hold, because there was no requirement for them to issue a press release.
No.
So obviously they were disturbed enough to say, "Well, wait, what are you saying?"
But what we have seen and heard since then is that people's visas have in fact been revoked. And I got a video from someone, also a member of the media, about someone whose visa has been revoked also. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at that name, because they hinted to that name in the parliament also too. And I think I would have confided in you all who I thought it was. You understand? He doesn't have that a typical Lebanese name, but the hint was clear in the parliament the day when the Attorney General said it. And I said, you know something, that's who we're talking about. And now I'm hearing that person's visa has also been revoked.
I can't remember who you're talking about.
I'll tell you on the next break. Anybody else, don't ask me. I'm not going to tell you. Some of you all will figure it out anyway.
Of course, we are still taking calls, and we do have a caller on the line right now. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, sir.
Sir Charles and his two musketeers. The police post in my land here is a good idea. But when I see they go by Etihad grounds where it will serve no purpose at all, that is politically motivated. And it is the first one to be built. That was politically motivated and a sort of wickedness. And this is how my land is being run right now, under wickedness and spite. And you see that, especially when you hear little children hungry and their mothers no longer working in forestation and the children programs and the CPEP. Up to now, none of the contractors can be held before the court. That is a dangerous thing in this land here. We have seen what happened in 1990. And this time, with the amount of AR-15 in this little land here, these people who run in this country now, with a triple and double government, I would like the opposition to tell the population the salary we paying to these people, especially those that the brothers and them, how they say, look at them, they charge for thieving millions of dollars, but they have big posts. Morning, Mr. Ramdeen, morning, Mr. This, morning, Mr. And so it going. And that, this country culture, don't trust it. Go back in history to the Watergate and all the water business and the Red House and come forward and you will see everything happening here getting worse.
Yeah.
We had to pray. We had to keep praying, right? But it looked as though the little baby going and start to walk soon. That post should have been the highway. Where there is a waste of time. But they wanted the hard spot. Let it go ahead. Okay,
right.
brother, be safe.
Yeah, yeah. And they fenced quite a bit of it too, quite a bit of that same, because the police post is small, it's relatively small, but they've used up a lot of space in terms of fencing it around and so on. So, and now they've pitched certain area. I don't know whatever is the plan. I wish them the best. Yes, I hope after it finally open, because I think it's this one. They have said 4 months, but clearly they have moved ahead with quite a bit of them already. At least 4 or 5. So let's see. Time will tell if it makes a difference or not. You know what I mean? Time will tell. Yeah. We could squeeze some more calls in, man. We still have about 5 minutes up until the news.
Indeed. 2811-315 or 299-5156. We have time for one more call, but it doesn't seem like anybody's calling as of right now. Oh.
Yeah.
We just got a call.
Of course, some of the stories in today's papers is about chicken prices. Is a chicken shortage drives up depot prices, and of course that other story that somebody referred to a while ago with the PSA tells WASA workers no work as usual over stalled wage talks. I don't know now.
We did get a caller on the line. Caller, good morning.
Morning, guys. Morning to everyone. Tallman is.
Yeah, Tallman.
Wendell, this is the reason why I'm speaking to the ground. The CPEP workers who I was a contractor of will not be attending the independence celebration. The ground is suffering. It's have mothers who can't send their children to school come September. They are hungry. I see a guy on Facebook eating grass. He has an autistic daughter. There are 3 daughters. I think there are 3 daughters. His name is Elmo. He's in grass. He put in all 4 showing that he's in grass, because he was even saying that he's contemplating to kill himself. But you know that is wrong. And people are in this state on ground. People suffering. And you telling me all they want our support to work half wrong in Savannah to surely on from independence. Independence Day will be boycotted by the people on the ground. All the busing people from South or Carney or wherever all they want and keep all Independence Day. I call on everybody to boycott this independence, because we are Trinidadians and we have to get a piece of the pie. You can't suffer the poor, you can't suffer the downtrodden and expect us to support you and come and cheer you on. I am not supporting this independence, and I'm calling on everybody to not support this independence. When the light goes.
I thought people the ground would have go to boo, but you stay in the ground and going. I thought they would have used the opportunity to go and boo.
You're trying to encourage Bacchanal, Wendell.
Not me.
You're trying to encourage Bacchanal. I know you. What you saying that for? What you saying that for?
Said, hold on. Your Prime Minister, our Prime Minister said she expect people to come and boo her. So I'm surprised now that I'm hearing that Tallman is making a clarion call for the ground not to go and support independence.
I don't know, but there are a lot of people, and I mean, this would have started. It would have started. I can't say that it started only in this government. For several years now, there's been a ramping up of the amount of people that you meet who are asking for assistance or begging on the streets. It has been a feature that has increased.
Yep.
Over the years, and now, of course, it's even more. I don't know, more difficult, I guess. I mean, even up to yesterday, a old lady rang my doorbell, a senior citizen, and of course I wasn't paying attention because I was on a Zoom call. But the Zoom call had just ended, and I said, "Let me see who was at the front door." but of course it's recorded. And this old lady, very well spoken, saying, you know, she needed some assistance with her medication and stuff like that. And she says, I'm not gonna lie, I get my pension, but after I pay my pension, after I receive my pension and pay my bills, there is very little. I have really very little left. And even though I'm on CDAP, some of the drugs are not covered by CDAP. And all of this was explanation in the recording. And I mean, it broke my heart. And I was like, oh my God, I wonder if she's still outside. And when I went outside, she had disappeared. I said, well, that's a fast moving lady. Because I couldn't see her, but I think I was looking in the wrong direction. Another partner of mine came at that point, and I said, did you see a lady? And he said, actually, I did. And I said, well, so I gave him some money, and I said, could you just see if you meet up with her wherever you saw her? And he said, yeah, she was just around the corner. And he just went back and he gave it to her. And you know, he just said,
press your doorbell this weekend.
But I mean, and it's indicative of so many people sometimes feel hopeless and are struggling. And I don't mean that it's a Trinidad and Tobago problem, because I see many videos too coming out of the United States with that. But let's focus on Trinidad and Tobago. That so many people feel hopeless and are struggling every single day. And I hate that.
Yeah.
And I'm not a politician, but it bothers me. It bothers me that a country with so much wealth have citizens that are going through that. And I sometimes wonder, does it not bother politicians? Does it not, say, no, this is not what our country should be. Nobody should have to go through that. And the access to assistance should be easier. And, that sort of thing. Because while she was talking through the recording, of course, my doorbell is answering her because it has AI on it. And it's saying, well, if you... the doorbell was not very... The doorbell is answering and saying, well, if you need medical assistance, I can't provide medical advice, but if you need some sort of financial assistance, please check social services. All of that the doorbell says. And I'm like, oh my God.
So
and
she
the woman
was
just said,
some insensitive, I can't say the word on radio, inside that house.
It was just the AI answering. And then she said, well, okay, thank you. And, but what I'm saying is that so many people are struggling. And I find in politicians generally don't seem to be impacted by that. By so many Trinidadians and Tobagonians, and even people from neighboring Venezuela or other countries who are here, who are migrants. They are human beings, and people are suffering. And this country has had too much money for a small population, for people to be living in the kind of houses that they do, for people to not have aspirations that are realistic, to realistically own their own property, and all of those sorts of things that should matter.
Richard, and you are so right. And especially in light of the fact that you're seeing, all right, so many people lost their jobs since this government came into power, right? But you are also seeing this government spending money. They have an inflated cabinet like we've never seen before. They have inflated state boards. And you're seeing them now spending all this money. Are our priorities right? And people are suffering? Is it that the priorities are all wrong? I don't know. Is it that it's more important to put up 30 police posts right now than to employ 30,000 more people? Is that, you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
What is the important? What is the priority of this government?
Well, I mean, yeah, all of those are valid questions, Wendell, but this is not a UNC problem.
Mm-hmm. No, it isn't. It isn't.
It's not a UNC problem. And I'll give you an example. Right now, I'm at a point where I could, just now, Right now, I'm at a point where I can see people now entering the elections and boundaries pitiful office, pitiful and scandalous and ridiculous office in Arima that has been there for years and decades, ridiculous and insulting to the people of Arima. And if you see the line that is curving around the corner, and people have been there since 4:45, 4:30, 4:45 this morning, I am not kidding you. I am watching the line right now of people trying to enter.
Wow.
That's the kind of service. And I'm blaming both PNM and UNC for that.
Yeah, we've seen that for years.
Both of them.
That is your that Arima office.
That elections and boundaries ridiculousness.
I have nowhere
that our citizens have to go through. And they have no shelter.
None.
And people are there from 4:30, 4:45 in the morning. Yeah. Because at a certain point they will tell you it have no numbers. And that was what all they called service to the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, I can't forget going out there with my son because you know me, I gave up an ID card long time. I haven't used an ID card.
Me too. I done. I don't want none.
I haven't used one in years.
And Guyana is rolling out an e-ID card that you can have on your phone and you can do online. And for all the money that we have, that's the kind of nonsense you're putting our citizens through. Both of them, PNM and UNC, both all here.
Anyway, we have to break for news
let me calm down because it's Friday and it's
yeah, and we will continue to take calls in the last hour. All right, folks, we're going for our news break.
I buy that fight, Ole. I buy that fight for Ole.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on Net Radio and Guile TV. I am Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesar has met with ExxonMobil Trinidad and Tobago Operations Manager, Dr. Bram Williamson, to discuss the company's ongoing activities and future opportunities in the energy sector. Williamson said ExxonMobil has found it easier to do business in TNT, noting that approvals and administrative procedures for seismic activities were completed faster than in any other jurisdiction where the company operates. He also expressed optimism about the company's technical work and the possibility of discovering hydrocarbons that could benefit the national economy. Prasad Bisesar said government remains committed to creating a business-friendly environment to attract foreign investment and facilitate the start of operations. Former Energy Minister Stuart Young is accusing the government of taking credit for work started by the previous PNM administration on the Manikin-Coquina gas project. Young says the PNM laid the foundation for the National Gas Company's agreement with BPTT to acquire a 20% interest in the Manikin field, and he dismissed the government's claims of success as complete hogwash. Young also welcomed the reopening of the Point Lisa steel plant, but questioned the details of the U.S. $750 million investment. He wants the government to explain the tax concessions, gas and electricity arrangements, and the source of raw materials for the facility. Young also called for engagement with the Steel Workers Union to protect former steel workers' rights. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesar responded by telling Young to stop being angry and find some peace. The Environmental Management Authority says plans are underway to phase out waste disposal at the Beetham landfill within 2 years. EMA CEO Dr. Joth Singh says the move is necessary to address methane emissions and help Trinidad and Tobago meet its net zero targets. However, he says the closure cannot happen without addressing the livelihoods of people who depend on the landfill for income. Singh says one option is to establish a sanitary landfill at Forest Park in Claxton Bay, with Beetham potentially being used as a transfer point. He says a sanitary landfill would include measures to prevent harmful substances from entering the water table and systems to capture methane. EMA consultant Ryan Roper says Beetham could also potentially be transformed into a waste separation facility, creating jobs in recycling and other areas. Singh says discussions are continuing with the Planning Ministry on the relocation. National Flour Mills Limited has completed wage negotiations with the Seamen and Waterfront Workers Trade Union for the period 2023 to 2025. NFM Chairman Hamlin Jailal says the company looks forward to building a stronger partnership with the union. For the first 6 months of 2026, NFM recorded an after-tax profit of $22.2 million, down slightly from $22.8 million during the same period last year. Revenue increased by just over 1% to $263 million, but higher grain prices pushed up costs and reduced gross profit. Jailal says global commodity markets, freight, and energy costs will continue to affect the company, while cost containment remains a priority. He says the outlook for the rest of 2026 remains optimistic. In crime news, Central Division Police are investigating reports of a gang terrorizing residents in the Arena Road community in Freeport. One resident says his family has been targeted in 17 home invasions over the past year, with thieves stealing tools and damaging property. Another resident claims she has made more than 50 police reports since 2016, alleging that members of the group have broken into homes, stolen livestock, and terrorized residents. Police say increased vigilance will be maintained in the area. Meanwhile, police are investigating the death of 39-year-old Anil Ramdial of Princestown, whose decomposing body was found inside his Garth Road home on Monday. A post-mortem is expected to determine the cause of death. And a man wanted in connection with the murder of off-duty police constable Rommel Douglas was shot and killed during an alleged exchange of gunfire with police in Matura on Tuesday night. 18-year-old Hassan Johnson was killed after police said he opened fire when officers entered a house where he was reportedly hiding. Finally, about a dozen Palestinian households in the occupied West Bank village of Kusra have been ordered to leave their homes during an Israeli military operation to remove Israeli settlers. The settlers had reportedly besieged 3 Palestinian homes since Sunday, cutting off water and electricity. Kusra's mayor says the village was declared a closed military zone, with Israeli forces using some evacuated Palestinian homes as barracks. The Israeli military says it dismantled 2 illegal settler outposts and detained 1 Israeli. An Israeli government spokesman described the settlers' actions as unacceptable and said those responsible would be arrested and prosecuted. Some Palestinian residents said soldiers forced them from their homes and that their properties were left damaged after several hours. The United Nations says about 3,800 Palestinians have been displaced in the West Bank this year due to settler violence, demolitions, and evictions. And that is Net Radio News at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. Net Radio.
All aboard! Calling all you Net Radio listeners and fans. It's time to pack your cooler, gather your crews. Join us on Net Radio. Net Radio Color Week. Cooler Crew in red, white, and black. On board the luxurious Island Royalty, Saturday, 15th of August, boarding at 7 p.m. from Hardcuts Shagaramas. We sail at 8 p.m. sharp. Enjoy great music all night long from your favorite net DJs: Sir Charles, CJ, Mr. Flavor, Doc International, RJ, and Fluffman.
Tell you you's a big dancer. Come show
Early
them who's
bird
a big
tickets
dancer.
are just $200 after $250. Get your tickets now at Crosby in St. James, Rumba, St. James, Bobby's Bar in Crep, Fats International in Arima, K Square Fashions at C3 Center, West Mall, and Eastgate Small, and all net DJs. No glass bottles allowed. Bring your coolers, bring your crews, and let's celebrate together. Net Radio, Color Week, Cooler Crew. Saturday, August the 15th, aboard the Island Royalty. For information, call 638-2609 or 497-7173. Color Week, on the sea.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Flavor Entertainment Services, your one-stop premium entertainment service provider. We offer top-tier, best-in-class karaoke and DJ services for your private events, sports bars and lounge. Let us help make your birthday parties, weddings, anniversaries, and corporate special events memorable and special. Call us now at 462-2029. We provide more than just music. We create memories that last.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
And of course, we are back, people, on this wonderful Friday morning. It is the weekend. The weekend has begun, people. The weekend has begun. Of course, we do have the Color Week Cooler Cruise tomorrow. Make sure to get tickets. Tickets are still on sale, so any tickets bought can be donated just to show your support, even if you're not attending, although we would prefer that you attend. Even if you are unable to attend, just simply giving out the ticket to somebody who can, or somebody who can't afford the tickets. Of course, always just to show support. Your support is always appreciated and, of course, most welcome. It doesn't seem like Wendell is here, nor is Richard. Richard made some very valid points just now before the break. Something really does have to, something has to give. As Wendell is always saying, something has to give. But how about we change up the mood a little bit? It's Friday, so let's have a laugh. Let's have a laugh, shall we?
Quick question, Rasta. Do you drink beer?
Yes, I drink beer. 3 beers a day.
How much you pay for each beer?
$5 each, including tip.
How long have you been drinking?
About 20 years.
3 beer a day come to $450 a month or $5,400 a year. In 20 years, that's $108,000.
Sounds correct.
You know, say if you did save that money in an account after interest, you could have buy a plane?
You drink beer?
No?
Where is your plane?
Where's the plane, Peter? Where's the plane?
Indeed.
You say where you would have if you didn't do something. But wait, you can't show me it.
Exactly.
Yes, me. I don't particularly drink much beer, but at the same time, I will drink beer from time to time. But yeah, me,
I personally don't necessarily like the taste of beer, so I don't really drink beer necessarily.
Yeah, well, I don't know how people drink carib. I drink stag. I don't know how people drink carib. I don't know how they drink so many other things. I swear. But, I drink, if I have to drink a beer, let me drink a proper beer. But when I travel, I drink a lot of beer. I try the different beers wherever I go, whether it's Amsterdam, whether it's Europe, Africa. Well, in different parts of Europe, have different types of beer. So you'll want to try the beer that's from wherever you go. You know what I mean? So you try it, and
Yeah,
most times it's
that's fair.
yeah. So I've had many different types of beer, But Carib, I went the other day. I was in Canada. There is a Carib, but that's being brewed in Canada. I didn't even know that. But it's a slightly taller bottle. By my partner Shaka, he had it. I really didn't see it, never seen it before. But there's actually Carib being brewed out there also.
That is interesting.
Yeah. First time I see it actually.
Of course, it is Friday and the lines are open for you guys to call in and talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's your day. 2811315 or 2995156. We do have a caller on the line right now. Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Richard.
Morning.
Aaron, Peter. Richard, I think it was last year, the CBC had a program where every Friday and Saturday, I can't remember the month, right? But they were using the newly built community and center in Trinidad for applications and renewals of ID cards, and it was done on a weekly basis, so that when you go this week and make your application for renewal or to get one, by the time the second week came around and you could go back there and collect your ID card and put it was reviewed, yes or no. But they used it and it was successful. It was properly attended and there was no line or anything like that because the community center is a station spot. So that people are just come in and within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, they back out. So I don't know what is the reason why they can't continue it. And we try and stop these people from lining up and because look at EBC office is inadequate. It is very small. And it can't take much people. So I don't know. I was trying to see if I can get in contact with the CEO from EBC to find out why they stopped the program or why it can't be continued.
All right.
It was a great success. I know that for a fact because I live in Trinidad and I also work with EBC as a retail officer. So this is something that you all can get in contact with the CEO from the CEO of the EBC and find out why they're not doing that.
All right. I know that they used to go to certain schools and certain public places too. Because I think my first job out of school was working with the EBC on a temporary basis. To go to, I actually worked in Boogmanatress school. I used to travel up there, I remember, always catching me and to get there. And go and sit down there whole day and wait on people to come in to register for the ID card. Quite a bit of young people just fresh out of school. That's what we used to do.
Indeed.
So we continue to take your calls. We have about 20 minutes left.
Of course, 2811315 or 2995156. We do have a caller on the line right now. Caller, good morning.
Peter, good morning, Wendell.
Morning.
So, Charles, wherever you are and all those locked on listening, listen to me. To the last gentleman, Richard spoke about it just before election when they were advertising it. I told him about it and sent him the flyer and he read it out. But I am in agreement with him. Carrying it to that place that's not what community centers are built for. They need a proper, you see, just like how they find they could build how many police posts all over the place, they need a proper, big, a large, proper office for that, because that is necessary for the elections every 5 years, and people need pass ID cards for the everyday business. Why don't we build a proper office in Arima and different areas that need offices? So going in a community center when it's close to election can't cut it. And I totally agree with Richard. I buy the fight too, and I buy the fight for Wassa. I remind her water. I don't know what's going on. Since last year, May, since this government coming, water gone. Where is the water going? And I hear AI centers billing. Wassa, we want water in Arima, and proper water, not midnight in the night to bust the taps when senior citizens have to sleep. We want rest and we want water. Thank you.
All right.
Indeed. Wendell, message from Miss Sampson for you to check your WhatsApp whenever you have the chance. Of course, people, we are still taking calls 281-1315 or 299-5156. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, caller.
Hello?
Yeah, morning. Go ahead.
Hey, good gentlemen. Good morning. I know there are some callers. Wow, this caller real static on it. I know there are some callers that find I just be too serious and I don't make joke and whatnot. Now, let me start off by saying I appreciate the Let's Laugh segment there. I appreciate the joke, the humor. I'm fine with that. But I am one very conscious and very black conscious and always see the dog whistles. I have never seen any joke done by a white comedian, AI memed to make them a monkey and make the joke, make it monkey saying it. And I get very offended when I see people with a Jamaican accent making a joke and you portray them as monkeys. I see race in everything and I see racism in everything. And let me don't take away from the fact that I find the joke was funny, but it was a very racist video. Right? That is all I just wanted to put out there.
Okay. I didn't pick up. I didn't see that. I didn't, because there are so many of those AI things now using cats.
And that's the problem. We don't see the racism. We don't
No,
see
I'm not dismissing Lincoln. I'm not dismissing what you saw, you know. I'm not dismissing what you saw, you know. Maybe if I look at it again, or maybe if I'm in a certain frame of mind, I might see it. But I'm saying, based on the AI videos I've seen them use cats, I've seen them use dogs, I've seen them use all manner of animals in those videos.
And here where you see them use cats. When white people, you will see them use cats. With black people, for some reason, only animal they could use is monkeys. For Jamaicans, Trinidadians, anything black with the Caribbean accent, only animal they could use is monkeys. White people, you would find they would only use cats.
I'm going to look at that again. You might very well have a point.
Pay attention for that.
Yeah, I am going to pay attention now. Now that you say that, I am going to pay attention. Because I've seen the one with the gorilla. They have one with gorillas too, and they use that Jamaican accent. So you might have a point. So I'll look closer at it. Because I am just as conscious as you, trust me. You really
Indeed.
am taking out.
Sometimes when we see things, when we see too much of a certain thing, we become like desensitized to it. So
Yeah, I
sometimes
kind
we
of not
dismiss
don't
it.
like those AI things. I don't really like them. For instance, our good news this morning was another AI thing, because the fella, I don't know if people notice. I don't notice them little things. When he took off the tire had no rim. When he took to
Yeah.
change the tire, and then when he ran away from her, he didn't have his jacket on. All those things I noticed. But as I say, it's AI created. It will never be perfect. But I noticed that.
AI will get better and better.
I guess
It
so.
is getting better and better because previously it wasn't like previously you would have seen even more errors.
Mm-hmm.
So it is getting better and better, and there's going to be a point at which you will not be able to tell.
Well, in some of them you can't tell, but I mean it's kind of obvious. Well, no, I'm wrong for saying that. It's very obvious when you've seen an AI created thing. It's very obvious.
Indeed. But in the day when AI becomes unrecognizable from or undistinguishable from reality, that will be truly a scary sight to see.
Well, if we don't get the port for this boat ride, we go in AI, full AI. And no point I come in and sitting down in front of a laptop or go because I like to travel and I just carry my laptop with me and do the show. Richard, your volume off. Yeah. I just carry my laptop anywhere I go. So I will better start creating an AI of me, talking exactly what all it needed to say, So I could enjoy myself on a morning or sleep late, cock up and take my coffee, my Ovaltine biscuit, or my kiss cake. Most times that's what I have with my breakfast. Or if I'm abroad, donuts. I'm a donut peon.
Of course, we are still taking calls 281-1315 or 299-5156. We do also have a caller on the line. Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning, gentlemen. Wendell, 14 months ago, when the piano was in office, Marvin Gonzalez did a lot in alleviating the water situation in Trinidad and Tobago. There's no two ways about it. The situation for water was improving gradually but slowly. Now that this government has come into power, the situation has gotten worse. I don't know if it's deliberate or not, or as a result of El Nino. But people wasn't suffering for water so much within the last 14 months as they are now. Alright? Another thing that I want to find out is these police posts that they are building. What is the problem in coming to the population and to say yes? This initiative is to curb crime. And it was procured under so and so, and this is the cause, and this is what we hope to achieve. Why cannot this be done? In terms of the Independence Day parade, why are we moving it from where it was originally to where it is going to be now? What is the cost attached to using the original place as against just one that they are building? And why is it necessary to move it or to change? Why can't these things be brought out to the public in the form of a press conference? Also, Wendell and Richard, I don't know if you all could lobby to the other like radio stations or in fact the reporters, the journalists and them, right? So have a sort of a body whereby when they have press conferences like post cabin, it seems as though these journalists now, they are afraid to ask the hard questions or the uncomfortable questions to the minister. I could remember hearing them have press conferences and they would outline the issues of the day. And what these reporters do, they ask questions in a kind of bacchanal form as to what the PNM doing in certain instances or about buying their house and these sort of things. They wouldn't ask questions pertaining to the issues that were raised. I want to know why this is so. When Dr. Roy was Prime Minister, you would ask him this difficult question. Anything that they want to ask him, put him on the spot and he will answer. They try to give the UNC minister and so obliged. They don't want to ask them the real question.
That is not true. That is not true. I want to disagree with you there because Akash Samaru and some of those other reporters have been asking questions and they have been kind of dismissed or perceived by this administration, in my opinion. They perceive them as troublesome.
Yes. I was coming to Akash Samaru. He was the only one who used to do it. And
there are some other reporters too that were asking some questions, especially when they enter in parliament and stuff. But you notice that the government has stopped their post-cabinet press conferences. And why is that? That's what you should be asking.
What could be done, Richard, to get this sort of situation corrected? Because the public has a right to know. We need to know.
Yeah. The only thing you can do is apply public pressure, because public pressure and public pushback in terms of social media and other forums like this, where people articulate their opinions on talk show radio programs across the country, is where governments do listen and do recognize what's taking place on social media. They're not impervious to it.
And before I go, I want to know what the public could do to get questions that are posed in Parliament answered. Because when questions are posed in Parliament to government and things, you have the Speaker of the House just ignoring it. Not necessary.
Well, you know, I don't know if you know this, but by and large, in terms of power, the electorate is generally powerless to influence parliamentarians if they're steadfast. The only thing that influences is public opinion and pushback from public opinion across social media, and as I said, these kind of platforms. That's the only power we really have, because no government that has ruled us since 1962 has devolved power to the people in any tangible way for when they are in governance. You wait 5 years, and that's when they start telling you all the sweet things and whisper all those sort of wonderful, sweet nothings in your ear to say, well, yeah, this is what we will do, this is what we will give you, this is what you'll get, etc., etc. And once they are elected, it's up to them. Unless there is a real public movement in terms of voices on social media and stuff, pushing back against a issue. And you really have to take it issue by issue. So it is really sufficient numbers of people motivated to talk about issues and to talk about a particular issue, like you're raising the issue of, let's say, post-cabinet press conferences. Can the public push back about it? And are they motivated to push back on it? Because you already have the apologists for the UNC party, and some of the apologists take the form of political analysts, and that happens on both sides of the fence. There are certain political analysts who are supposed to be independent that always align themselves with either party. And they have been making apologies and saying, well, it's not the law. Of course we know it's not the law. What an infantile statement to make, that it's not the law. We know it's not the law. The issue is one of transparency. The issue is one of accountability. Does that matter to Trinidadians and Tobagonians in that people hold themselves accountable and that they have to stand up and answer questions? Does it matter? Because if it does, then it's for the public to push back on social media forums and via radio talk show programs to say, no, this is not, and to also call their parliamentarians. We have that power, to call our parliamentarians or go to our parliamentarians' offices and say, no, I disagree with what is taking place. Do we exercise it? No, we don't. We are generally apathetic until 5 years. And even when it's 5 years and it's time to vote, how much people do vote? And why is that? Because there are a large part of the electorate and a large part of the population is apathetic to the politics because they don't think the politics improves their lives. They have no confidence that politicians are interested really in improving their lives and in improving the fact that I'm struggling to pay my mortgage, or I'm struggling to pay my bank loans, or that I have just lost my job and to access any social services platform, you have to jump through 10 different hoops thanks to the PNM and the UNC. But both of them do the same hoop dance that citizens have to go through it. When they need assistance immediately, no, your assistance has to go through an entire process. That's where we live. And so people have become cynical and apathetic about it. A large portion, and figure I'm on my own. And so that's why that's why such a huge amount of people did not vote. Because they don't feel that voting improves their lives, gives them hopes, fulfills their aspirations. And when you have leaders that are condescending to us, it perpetuates the cycle. And the current leader and the last leader were condescending. And are condescending, and is condescending. That's what you're dealing with.
No argument from media.
Of course, we are still taking calls, and we do have a call on the line right now. Caller, good morning.
Wendell.
Yeah?
Wendell, I want to speak to you directly. There's a video circulated on social media. I don't remember the female interviewer name. She was interviewing Gary Griffith. And I would like you all to take a pattern, with a little tweaking. Take a pattern from that woman of how you need to interview Gary Griffith. I don't know if you saw the video yet.
No.
But that is how you have to interview Gary Griffith. Gary Griffith, you need to cut Gary Griffith short with every question and pull him back in and rake him back into the point that you're trying to discuss. That woman did a fantastic job of interviewing Gary Griffith. She kept him on a short list. To the point where Gary Griffith had to get disrespectful and tell her, you're very disrespectful, you don't allow me to answer. She didn't. She really didn't allow him to answer.
Okay.
She was just firing questions at him. But that is how you need to interview Gary Griffith. Keep him on point and don't have him going into, when I was commissioner and my ratings was 57% and I did this and I did that and I did the other and when I was this and Rowley take advice from thing and Rowley with this and anytime Ole want to interview Gary Griffith, let's go back in Ole archives and play over clip the interview with him because it's the same thing he repeats every single interview. And I want to commend that woman why she didn't put him in an appropriate time and give him enough time to run a little bit. She kept him real short. And I liked the interview because it was one of the few interviews that the host, the interviewer, had control of the interview. And he tell him, you wouldn't get mad. Something he tell her. She said, "This is my interview, sir." She keep him on a real short list. And
was a local news. I'm sure he sent it to me, because he sends me all his interviews. So I'll go through and see what you're talking about. But most times, I remember those people have very limited time too with their interviews that we have.
That too. You all have a lot more time with him. That too. she couldn't let Gary Griffith manipulate the little bit of time she have with all them what is the word when you monologues that he like to have with one simple question you want to give a monologue answer, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I find it was very interesting. She kept it on. She controlled the interview and didn't let Gary Griffith run away with his answers. It was very interesting.
All right.
I just
will
want
check
to
it out.
point that out to you.
I will check it out. Thanks. Yeah, but we have pretty lengthy interviews on our show as compared to some of those other stations, and they have a kind of 5-minute or most times 5 to 7 minutes time slot for their interviews. We do half-an-hour interviews. We do long ones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the lines are still open for calls, people. 2811315 or 2995156 is your day to call in and talk about whatever you wish to talk about. And we do have a caller on the line right now. Caller, good morning.
I think it's me again, Wendell and Richard. Me again. You know, I know what Nathan speaks because I saw this interview. It was on CNC3, Babita Gopal's dancing from St. Children's Morning Group program. And, you know, she just jamming questions, right? Before he could finish. And he said, you're not allowing her to finish. That is very disrespectful. She said, well, we have a time to go. That's how the policy is. You know, we have a time to go. So she ain't getting him to add in, as Lincoln rightly said, what he did. And he had the best thing of when Dr. Raleigh was Prime Minister, when he had the poll and he said he's the most whatever, every time he says the same thing.
Caller?
I think she got cut off. Peter cut her off.
Peter cut off?
I did not cut her off.
Oh, no,
you do an interview, you do that thing like what the lady do, Gary, Peter? Yeah, easy.
No, it was muted. Yeah, so first time I heard Gary Griffith and get to say what all the things he did for the last 20 years. So Ms. Gopita Gopal Shansing, thank you for that, because even...
Well, somebody now saying it was an interview on TTT, that is why.
No, it was a CNC3. That interview was CNC3.
CNC3?
I
Okay.
saw CNC3. Yeah, that was this week here. And here it is now. She was actually, right? I don't like when you're interviewing, and before the person could even finish the sentence properly, you ask another question, because they're still talking, and then you have to repeat the question. So for me, you might as well wait to complete the sentence. But she was not doing that, of course. But Gary didn't like it, of course. So he said she was very disrespectful. Yes, I say, oh God, I say, take that, Gary. So Wendell, listen to it. That was the nicest interview Gary ever did, because you get put in his shoes.
I remember a morning I did him that, and he didn't like it either. But you know, sometimes you want to move on. Sometimes you get tired of hearing the same thing over and over. It's not that he's not giving a correct version of what he would have done. But sometimes you get tired of hearing it over and over.
But Miss Digo Martin, Cheryl Henry, she always say, oh God, the same thing again. Watch now. When you always say, interviewing Gary Griffith, that is it, you know. I'm not listening again, because that's the same thing.
Strange enough, we get more views when he is on the show than sometimes the other shows.
Well,
a lot of people want to hear what Gary had to say, you know.
Yeah, listen now, Wendell. My last point is this. I have observed a lot of grass. Well, I mean, there is not the whole country. Set a bush, not grass again, bush like a forest now. I noticed that on Facebook that they're using that is what backhoe and all kind of things to cut the grass and so on. So
that's the cleaning river courses.
Right.
They can't use a backhoe to cut grass. They're using the backhoe to clear the river courses, the waterways.
But if you see grass and bush and tall bush still next to the same water, so they're cleaning the stuff from all the in the drain, and they put it on the bank in. So where are going? Not back inside of the drain? So how come they don't have a truck to take it up one time? So that doesn't make sense. And now the amount of forest it have. No worker can cut that, because the worker can take the edge from it. So I don't know what this local government minister is doing about the bush all around this country. It is looking bad. Bad, bad, bad. I want to use that different word, but I can't do it. Anyway, have a wonderful day, people. Bye.
All right, take care. Bad, they're looking bad. All right. Peter, you ready to close off or you still taking more calls? So we're trying to talk about the boat cruise.
Oh yes. I think we have time. I think we have time for one more call. We could squeeze in one more.
Okay, great. I've been watching, Abdul El Sayed, who won the primary for the Democrat Michigan Senate, to be a senator in the Michigan Senate. Of course, he won the primary, Democratic primary. And of course, he's part of that, what they call progressive part of the Democratic Party. But his ads were so interesting, his viral ads. I'm saying they're viral because they would have impacted people. And but his online ads were so entertaining. It's so entertaining in terms of all of this stuff that he did. I don't know if you saw any of them, but
Who's that? From where?
Abdul El Sayed, who is the Michigan primary winner for the Senate. He's going up for the Senate for Michigan. But they are primaries with the Democratic Party, so the establishment wants a particular kind of candidate, and of course, there are many progressives making inroads in the Democratic Party, the Democrat Party. So he won that primary, so he would be the Democratic candidate for the midterms when he goes up for the Senate for Michigan. So he is, but his ads were so entertaining. So entertaining. He did all manner of ads. But they come up in my stream. I don't know why, but they have been.
Because you click on one. Once you click on one thing now on social
he's so
media.
entertaining. His ads were very entertaining to get him to win the primary. His ads were very entertaining. He's a public health official. He's a doctor, and and of course he is what they would call democratic socialism in the United States. The Americans fear the word socialism, even though, of course, democratic socialism is a feature of many European countries. And he is saying Medicaid for all, because, not everybody has access to free healthcare in the United States in the same way like say we do it in Trinidad and Tobago. For all of the complaints we may have, you can still access public health care in Trinidad and Tobago. And or if you have to get a chemo treatment, I'm just saying, you can get it through public health workflows for things like that now. And so I'm just saying that, of course, the American system is totally different to ours. So he's bringing that kind of perspective.
Yeah.
So the Democratic Party is kind of in conflict right now between the moderates and, of course, the progressives, who are I'm calling them the progressives, who are very much more along the lines of democratic socialism.
All right.
Okay. Let's see if we can take this last call before we close off, shall we? Caller, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen and gentle
Morning.
people. Happy
Morning,
Friday.
Captain, man.
Hey, Richard, that's the way you got to win them. You got to come up with that kind of ads that this gentleman put out. So I think everything will be okay coming November for the Democrats. But I want to say this part, what you all were talking about earlier on, which, what's his name, Gary Griffith. In spite of everything they say about him, just do a little survey and go back to all until up to today. In all the commissioner of police, he, to me, was the only one showing good potential that he was the right man for that job. He was doing things above and beyond. And he took interest, and he's not afraid to talk to the public. He's not afraid to come to the news media and say what he had to say. I mean, he loves talking, but he can talk, and he's educated. So I still feel Gary Griffith is what we need to go back and be commissioner of police, because I still don't trust this one who they have there. And I've been doing some research with some people in high positions down there, and somebody told me, it's alleged, let me put it this way, it's alleged that he was friends of the Roger Alexander, Minister Alexander. And this is how that he became a commissioner of police. A lot of things went on there, and he's not the right man for that position. He's definitely not. I think Mr. Griffith, in spite of all the talking and how he likes to speak fast, he gets the job done. You got to give him that. You have to give Gary Griffith that. Anyway, guys, have a safe weekend. Wendell, I'll call you right after the program. And enjoy the boat ride. Okay.
Sure. Okay. Take care. All right. Yeah, Captain. Yeah, I don't I always say Gary Griffith talked his way into a job and he talked his way out of the job. But I agree that he has been the best we've had in commissioners in the last how much ever years. He tried to do things different. He didn't come up with that batch mentality, and that's exactly what that TTPS need. That TTPS will never go anywhere as long as we take officers through the ranks. Never, they're hopeless. I can't say it enough. The only person who I, at that senior level, who I have that kind of respect for is DCP Junior Benjamin, which is why he has always also made himself available to the media. That is what a commissioner needs to do. At a position like that, you have to make yourself available to the media. Anytime you're afraid to do that, that is it. You could never be a successful commissioner.
And in other news internationally, I said in other news internationally, I don't know if you're following the story with Damon Darling Wendell.
That is the guy with the Walmart?
Yes.
Yes, Richard, what kind of madness is this?
And Walmart banned him for life.
Yes.
He can't go in any Walmart and he can't really go in the Sam's Club, so it's raising a lot of social media discussion because he's the one who's paid for people's groceries and stuff like that. He does a lot of good things in Walmart. You know, people who are struggling and you would approach people and you'd say, well, go on, what do you need? And because people say, this is all I can afford. You say, well, what else do you want and what need? And they'll fill up the card and he pays for their groceries. So, of course, there is a lot of pushback against Walmart now because Walmart has banned him for life. So TMZ
they make a mistake there, you know.
Well, TMZ spoke to Walmart and Walmart. Well, TMZ had spoken to Walmart and Walmart said, Walmart indicated that part of the ban was because he used to be disruptive. He used to do things like he fall down and he would throw down things but those were in what Damon Darling is saying is that was when he first started doing content in Walmart. He really used to pretend he's falling down and he was disruptive. So that's what Walmart apparently is hinging on. But he's saying, he spoke to TMZ and said, he apologized for when he was disruptive. But in his recent thing, he's not disruptive. He's really just helping people. So so that's another continuing story in the, what would you call that? The social media landscape, if you're following it internationally, because there's a story going around.
I read that because they're saying Walmart is missing an opportunity. To, instead of banning him, they should use him because he is doing good. He is shining a light on Walmart. Not that Walmart really needs a lighter. You know what I mean? Because they are so huge, which is probably why they use that kind of heavy hand. Yeah. But he can only help them. He can't damage them. They will damage themselves when they take a decision like that.
And so that story is another continuing story.
Yeah.
So life on planet Earth.
Let me put back on my camera.
I suppose the aliens watching on and still debating whether to blow us up. But
no, whether they could find use for us, you mean? Maybe we could be used as food.
They probably say, is this planet salvageable? And then they came across the breakfast show in the ether. And they said, look, finally.
There's hope still.
Something worth saving on planet Earth. Don't be surprised if you see them on the boat cruise.
Landing or coming up from the water.
The boat cruise is on tomorrow. Wherever you are in Trinidad, leave by 5:30. Okay? So you get there by 7 because don't try to get there for 8. There's a recipe to be left.
Yep.
So get there for 7. Think of 7 as your departure time. Okay, it's already 8, but think of it as 7. So wherever you are in Trinidad and Tobago, leave by 5:30. You're giving yourself an hour and a half to get there. And of course, unless you live in Carnage, then you could leave 10 to 7. But otherwise...
I like Carlin and them. Carlin can leave 10 to 7.
Yeah, you could if you're in Carnage, you can leave 10 to 7. You're good. But for everybody else, nah, try and leave by 5:30. 6 for the latest.
Yeah, 6 o'clock is good. 6 o'clock is good.
Yeah. You know, to get to the cruise tomorrow, of course, it's straight down at the end of Chaguaramas, just before you meet the Army Gate. Is that where it will be?
That's exactly where it is.
At the Cove.
Yes, at the Cove.
Yeah, so enter the Cove into your GPS tracking service, whether it's Google Maps or Waze, well, I don't know what else people will use. Forget Apple, use Google or Waze. And be there tomorrow. And if you cannot make the support, go on, buy out all tickets that are remaining in Rumbox and in Crosby's. Come on, people. All the tickets that are remaining in Rumbox or Crosby's, buy them out. And if you can't make it to those outlets, call Rumbox, and the number at Rumbox is
686-0599.
Say it one more time, Mandel, because you know some people slow.
Yeah, 686-0599.
Right. So 686-0599. So if you want to do like a bank transfer, Harper can give you the information to do a bank transfer. So if you can't come but you want to support, he will tell you what the transfer is and when they'll reconcile with Sir Charles and stuff.
Yeah. I didn't think about that before, but yeah, that could be done.
Yeah. So you'll be good to go. 686-0599. 686-0599. 686-0599. You all will not forget that number now. Right? So call that number and say, how can I do a bank transfer? Harper, if people call and say how to do a bank transfer, don't play a dotish. Just give them the information.
Or you could visit Harper's Hospital. Sit down there and take a drink. You can listen to all your worries. He loves doing that. He might even tell you something here. Anyway, CJ, I'll try. But folks, have a wonderful weekend. Be careful on the nation's roads. Look out for the young ones and remember to let go and let God.
And remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health. The weekend has begun, people. It's Friday. Put a smile on your face. NetRadioTT.com continues on the web, so you can continue to listen to the excellent programming. You can also go onto your smart devices and say play NETT Radio Trinidad on TuneIn. Exactly as I said it. Play NETT Radio Trinidad on TuneIn. And you're good to go in terms of listening to the programming throughout the day. Of course, boat cruise tomorrow, don't forget it. Tickets still available at Rumbox and Crosby's. If you can't make it and you want to do a bank transfer, call 686-0599. 686-0599. Rumbox in St. James. You could probably look it up online too in case you forget. Rumbox St. James telephone number. And they will give you the information to do a bank transfer if you cannot make it. This is important, people. It's importante for those of our Venezuelan listeners. So support. Right.
Caribbean Girl is boarding all the way down to the end of Chaguaramas, just before the Army base, by the Cove. Right? That's where the boat is boarding, all the way down to the end. If you're still driving when you reach, you ain't reach yet. Because you can't go down in the army base.
Well, unless they have a PDO waiting for you. They say, welcome. It's like Hotel California. You will enter, but you will not be able to leave. All right, so people have a fantastic weekend. We know that you have a choice, and I'm serious when I say that, and what you watch and what you listen to, what you give your time to, because time is valuable. So we know that you have a choice. You have many choices wherever you are on planet Earth to give your time to and your attention to, and especially in a time full of options. So we appreciate every single one of you taking the time to listen and to watch us. It is appreciated.
And just in case, Richard, you don't have a ticket, you can still come down and buy a ticket at by the boat. Right? Just in case. Right?
Yeah, okay. You can't purchase tickets at the boat itself, just in case you didn't know. That's also an option. You could find your tail down by the cove and say, I have my money on me. And bring cash, I know if we'll have links.
No, we don't. We won't have links down by the boat.
So bring cash. Don't say, man, bring my card. No. You say, okay, go and use it by KFC and get something to eat while you wait on the boat to come back. But you know what? We're not taking links. We're taking cash. So we'll put your cash. All right? And the price of a ticket is, Wendell?
It's 200, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw it written.
Yeah. All right.
So that's where we wrap it up. You have been watching and you have been listening to
The Breakfast Show.
It's a Friday, baby. Stuck on you. Opa. I got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose. Doesn't know. Yes, I'm on my way. DJ Cassidy on the remix, baby. To the world. Yes, I'm on my way. Shake what your mama gave ya. Hey. Your weekend starts right here, baby.
Get up, get up. It's the time to start the day. The breakfast show is here. We bring in the soca way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned